Oh, shit. What's going on, Raymond? Yeah, hat coming soon. Hat coming real soon, brother. Coming real soon. Original email. I'm gonna check my email. I'll check it. What's up, Brandon? MPI, Kareem, Clan Killer. What's going on? We're gonna give it a few moments. Gotta make sure. Okay, we got Facebook up on here. You know, give it a moment. I'm gonna send my brother the link. We'll be getting interviewed, but I hope everybody doing okay. Alexander from Florida, what's up, bro? Kareem in the house, what's going on? Spencer, you know, good to see the Facebook crew back in the building. You know, I'm putting them together. Everybody who's on YouTube. Oh, Spencer already from United Kingdom. Shout out to United Kingdom. Fuck child support. Uh, Everybody who's on YouTube, please like the page. Everybody who's on Facebook, please like and share. You know, YouTube, share, tag. You know, Ryan from Washington State. What's going on, brother? Hope everything cool. Fat man, shout out to you. Man, it's been a minute. Have Facebook and YouTube together. Yeah, fuck Charles with them taxes, John. You right about that. You right about that. Yeah, terror women. That's what they are. I'm just about to I'm gonna send brother Isaac the link. What we're gonna talk about today is gonna be an interview with my brother Isaac Williams. Mark Standard, what's up, bro? What's going on with you? This brother been on my Fuck Child Support Facebook page about maybe about 3 years, 2 to 3 years. He from New York. Um, he had equal parenting, and either he had equal parenting or he had something close to equal parenting. And as soon as he tried to get equal parenting, that's when he was a piece of shit, low life deadbeat. That's when the baby mama terrorism came out. You know what I'm saying? Which it happened before, but it got worse. And now he may be facing jail time because he want to be a father. Zaire, what's up, brother? Micah, what's going on? You know, so we definitely want to talk about this. What's up, Colin? Colin, he want to talk about this, you know, because tomorrow he got to go to court. This is in New York, and he may end up serving time. So he definitely want to put it out there just in case. And that's what I say. We have to tell our stories. We got to keep them veins cold, and we got to expose these baby mama terrorists and this unjust system. You know, but it's unfortunate that it's a crime. It's a crime to try to be a father who wants equal rights. You know, guys in the USA plead the fifth. What's going on, Floyd? Just wonder if anyone know if they're taking the 1400. I'm not sure. What's going on, Leroy? Um, I just told him to check his inbox. But but yeah, man, it's crazy out here, man. And shout out to the YouTube. You know, shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all still tuning in. This week I wasn't really on here. You know, running for child support is a hard job. It's definitely a hard job. As I said, I sent my baby mama child support and she received it. And the same exact day she texted me asking if I could send her $20 for a haircut. If you dealing with baby mama, tell it's not a line. You see your son, your daughter, she gets no extras. William Irvin, what's going on? You don't give them no extras. So you don't give a baby mama Terrace extra shit. So that you don't do. Tell her Walmart always hiring. Walmart is always hiring. Appreciate you too, Michael. Let me see. Let me see if he got the link. Okay, we just waiting a moment for him to chime in. You know, but it's sad. Jermaine, what's up, bro? Jermaine Cox in the house. It's just it's sad that, like I say, it's a crime to be a father. And then when you call out the fuckery and the bullshit, then they say you were evil, you were a bad guy, you're anti and everything else. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Justin? Hell no, you give them no extra. I'm serious. You don't get no baby mama tell no extra. Nah. Now if y'all co-parenting and she changed her ways, which the baby mama tell never changed their ways until child support is over with, then they want you to do more and do extras and everything else. Okay, we got Mr. Williams in the building. Just waiting to fully load up. But yeah, you never. You first of all, you can't co-parent with a baby mama terrorist. And if you ain't allowed to see your kids and you paying your child support on time, you pay your child support. You know what I'm saying? So you don't go to jail. But you don't give her no extra money. I don't give a fuck what she talking about. So if she say, can I give her extra $100 or something? Can I give my son? Can I give my son for the day, for the next couple of days? No? Oh, well, then I ain't got shit for you. Shit. Cinnamon, my son's baby mama says child support isn't enough for her, not the child. Hey, man, tell her Walmart is always hiring. Life hard. Tell her go ask Joe Biden for the link card he's gonna be passing out. Say your link card you're gonna be getting. I don't know. Shit. So that's what I say. Fuck them. That's how you show them. You keep them veins cold. So, Ivan Ray, in due time, I'll let y'all know. I'm definitely working on that, man. It's hard. It's hard out here. What's up, bro?
What's going on? What's up? Appreciate it. Appreciate being on the show, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Let everybody know who you are for those who don't know, but a lot of people don't know exactly who he is because, like I say, he definitely know them laws. He learned through just looking it up, and Daniel Gaines as well, and he been on the platform for, like I say, like 2 or 3 years, and he's in the trenches, y'all, and like I say, he might be. He don't know what's gonna go on tomorrow. He might be serving time in good old New York City, all because he want to be a father with equal pay at the time. That he had equal parenting, and all of a sudden he's a suspect and all the fuck. So he want to tell his story and put it out there for everybody to know.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. That introduction. Definitely appreciate it. So yeah, I'm gonna try to really more or less put like a gist of it and like a sum it up type situation. I don't want to put too much out there and stuff because I do have my trial tomorrow. So I got a trial tomorrow. It's for my divorce. Been in, I guess
it's kind of going out, bro. It's kind of going in and out.
Litigation for about 3 years now, which is very strange. But what I'm trying to do is be a father that's trying to get the 50-50 custody.
Hey, bro. Will, can you hear me? Yeah, it's kind of going in and out.
Hello?
Yeah, it's kind of going in and out.
Is it? Yeah.
Okay.
Is it jumping in?
No,
yeah,
you seem cool now.
I can hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
it's like that's the one thing I'll give you guys a heads up is that I'll just give you guys a heads up on that is that I don't know, I think my page. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I can hear you nice and clear. I can actually see you and all that stuff. You're good.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, because I got a mic. I like it's I have like an actual professional mic on my laptop, so I don't know what's going on because I have like I don't know. I usually use it, but let's see. Let me see in here. Can you hear me though?
Now I do, because at first I couldn't. It was like going in and out, sounding kind of robotic. But now I hear you.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, not to put too much, but um, so yeah, I'm just going through my divorce, and my goal is just to get 50-50 custody, um, and kind of offset, um, the basis of everything. Nice and clear.
Now it is, yeah.
Can you can you hear me a lot more clear now? I'm good.
Uh, Kareem said turn the gain down. Yeah, he said turn the gain down on the mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What up, Bree?
The what on the mic?
Now I was talking to one of the people in the chat. Perfect Blackness, what's up, bro?
It's a little bit more. Is it a lot? Is it a little bit more clear now?
Yes. You there? You there, bro? Log out and come back in. You're gonna log out and come back in. But yeah, it's sad that you know what I'm saying, it's a crime to be a father and a crime to try to get equal parenting time. Now he was married. He gonna tell you all the detail, but he was married. Like they say, do it the right way and do it from the start the right way to the end. Got married, had kids, and unfortunately things happen. You know, divorce, child support. You know, every other weekend. But like I said, because he want equal parenting and fight for equal parenting, he's been set up for failure and railroaded because they looking out for these baby mama terrorists. So you know, when it's all said and done, that's why what I give him credit for. He learned the laws, and they can't really play him, but they going around that. Because I told you these courts will try to hang us, me and us for failure. They don't give a damn about you or the kid. They really don't. And he ain't seen his kids in almost a year, I believe. And it's unfortunate that you know all these stories that you hear, the posts and everything, people still say, well, it's your fault. You had to do something. Should have kept your pants zipped. Should have did the right way. Should have picked better and everything. Oh yeah, what's up, bro? I don't, I don't, I don't hear nothing, bro. Your mic very low. I could, I could see you. It's your mic. It's very low, very low. I don't hear nothing. Nothing. Okay. I see you. I see you, but your mic very low. Give us a moment, y'all. We'll see. Zaire say my son, mom want me to have my son for the summer and school year and still want me to be on the child support. She is crazy. Yeah, she is crazy. E-man, shout out to you. Veins are cold. Good. Uh, Crazy. What's going on? No one cares. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. Perfect Black said the feds are doing it.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah, I hear you real low. Real low.
I'm gonna try. Can you hear me now? Like, is it really, really low?
It's real low. Yeah.
Oh my god. So it was working, and it was all the way up at first last time.
Shit. It might be
Now,
you. They see you doing. They see you finna tell your story, bro.
oh my god. All right. Can you hear me somewhat?
Very low, bro. It ain't. They ain't gonna be able
Oh,
to hear you. They ain't gonna be able to hear you. What about What if you use your cell phone?
all right. I'm gonna try to use my cell phone. Hold on. I'll go to my cell phone.
Yeah, use it. Yeah, just use a cell phone. Maybe that'll work. No, man. I was supposed to been doing an interview with I was supposed to be doing an interview with Minister Jap, y'all. Those on YouTube know who he is. I was supposed to be doing an interview with him. We still gonna do it. I'm just waiting on him. He a busy dude. You know, but yeah, you have to keep your veins cold because it's a cold world out here, man. And that's what I'm saying. Okay. And it's not easy. It's not easy. I'll be lie to you and tell you that that it's a walk in the park. I dealt with the begging and pleading and trying to show the kids the right way and yeah, Jap Luther King and not you know shut down and go to jail and everything else. So this shit is real. But I told you, you got to keep your veins cold because what's gonna happen is you the one is gonna lose. The baby mama Terry's gonna win, and when it's all said and done, the kids lose regardless. But you don't set yourself up for failure and get sick and die young or commit suicide or kill that baby mama Terry's going to jail for what? You live your life to the fullest, and when your kids want to come back around and they worthy enough, you let them come back around. If they ain't this lawyer trying to set you up for failure, because they side with these baby mama terrorists if they manipulate it. So you definitely in the trenches, but you got to live your life because you only live once. Mr. Williams, what's going on, bro? How's it looking?
All right. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. All
Hell
right.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm not gonna try to put too much obviously out there because obviously,
Yeah, yeah.
um, so for the most part, I am
Well,
like pretty
well,
much
well tell them,
finishing up.
tell them, tell them. Let's start at the beginning where because they say y'all need to do it the right way, get married, have kids, and blah blah blah. You did it the right way.
Oh yeah, 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 absolutely.
Let's start. Let's start
So
from
for
there.
the
And we'll go up to the bullshit.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. So for the most part, yeah, I mean, I had met my ex, oof, long time ago, about 15, 16 years ago.
Right.
Um,
So
we just like anybody else. I mean, we got together. I mean, we ended up we had my daughter at first, and she already had two kids prior to me. I mean, I definitely um was I guess from that aspect, I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, because I
yeah,
didn't think I
yeah.
was gonna have a child with her, but
Right.
at the same time, like I was just like, just I guess I don't know, just experiencing the whole experience or whatever. But we had a daughter, and then as time went on, we eventually had two more kids, and now I have three kids with her, 15, 13, and 9. Two boys, two younger boys, and a older daughter.
Right.
Um, and then she has her two kids. So pretty much we got married about I want to say about 9 years ago. Um, I mean, honestly, maybe 10. I'm losing track of time just because of
Oh, I
all the
understand.
stress I go through from all this.
No, I understand. You ain't got
So
to be all perfectly detailed.
right,
No, go ahead.
right. So for the most part, uh, it ended just like more or less anything else. I mean, there was the false allegation, and then that rigmarole. So in my case, um, as soon as it went down, there was a. I don't want to put too much details about the
Yeah,
incident, but the
yeah.
incident definitely involved me, her, and her son. And then from the incident,
How old is he?
we
How I'm sorry. How old was he when the incident happened?
at the time her son was 20. I believe he was 20 or 21.
So he was
So the stepson, yeah, the stepson that I raised since, or basically helped raise since about 5, is like 2021.
mm-hmm.
So, I mean, obviously, I mean, for the most part, me and him didn't really have the strongest of relationship. I mean, I don't really know how else really to
Even
go
as
on that, but
even when he was a kid, even as a 5 years old.
yeah, yep. It was kind of like set in stone, like, because I had one of those more or less relationships where, or like, I guess, since she had kids or whatever, it was it was kind of like one of those relationships where I couldn't really, and I guess I understood to an extent, but I couldn't really like discipline or yell at or any of that notion like to like her kids and stuff, which was fine. I mean, it is what it is, and I understood. So
What
it
was his
caused that.
was his
Yeah,
father in the picture?
no, no, I've never that entire time I've never experienced or seen, heard, or any of that stuff. The father of the children. Um, and yeah, so I mean, we got eventually married about 9, 10 years ago. Oh yeah. So then the incident, yeah, the whole incident. So it involved me, her, and her son. And we got to court. Once we're in court, uh, now I'm in regular civil court. So it's was split into three, which is child support, custody, and the order of protection. So I had to go against all three. So in this time span, I didn't see my kids after the incident for about a month and a half or whatever, until the court date because of the order of protection. So I was already in my mindset under duress. So I kind of was like already like, yo, like I haven't seen my kids. It's tripping me out or whatever. So when it was time to get to court, um, because I know from the incident that I personally didn't do anything physical or anything of that nature of harm to her, and it was more of a physicality between um, the other parties involved.
I understand.
That I was pretty much good to go. Like I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to this order of protection. I'm gonna plead my side, and then if possible, I'm gonna take it to trial if I have to, because I mean it is what it is. Truth is truth. So when it came down to it, my lawyer, public defender that they gave to me, um, said no. I mean, he said I was going to lose and all that kind of stuff, and to just take the plea of whatever the order of protection
Figures,
is
figures. They quick to say that.
and just go that route. So I told him like I really want to take it to trial, and I believe I can really fight this or whatever. I'm not too worried about it, because since the incident involved also her son, and he wasn't on the report from her point of view, I thought that helped in my case. So I was like, okay, I want to still do it, but the lawyer was like, no. So when we got to court, this is when like I was just like a lot of other dads out there. I didn't understand anything of the court. I didn't know anything. I was just like, I was going based on moral principles of who I am as a person and
Right.
my background, and I have a job and I got money and a car and everything I needed to be able to obtain or maintain myself alone. So when we got in there, the lawyer pretty much had his spiel with the judge and the judge back, and um, the whole fact was when we both got into the situation with the son and stuff, over very honestly nonsense. So order protections, these young ladies will make up anything to start an argument, okay? And the
Oh,
argument will always be used to trigger an automatic order protection, because I don't want to put too much, but like in my case, the argument that started it was over spoons. Okay? So that
over
should
what?
just show you.
Wait a minute. Over what?
Over spoons. spoons,
Boom.
like spoons that you eat.
Okay.
So that should show you the pettiness of an argument that can start out of nowhere and turn into to catastrophe. So I would always suggest to every gentleman out there, if there's a feeling inside that you're going to argue with your partner, just leave. Leave the house, leave the vicinity. I'm not trying to say move out, but like leave and go the opposite way, because there's no way to like really be able to combat it when it comes down to like when the police and all that stuff arrive and stuff. So I'm just gonna say that as a some hints for everybody. But so we're in court and I'm just trying to give him my side of spiel. And when everything happened, like I said, we both filed for full custody. So the good thing I believe in my case is that we both filed for full custody coincidentally, like on the same day. So it must have
Oh,
been she
okay.
must have went in the morning, me
Yeah.
and my ex. So it must have been coincidentally on the same day. Like we may have passed each other and like morning and whatever, but because of that, it didn't really show like as if she filed for full and then I saw and then I filed for full. So
Right.
it showed more like I took initiative after the fact to show that I wanted to be in my kids' lives in any way, shape, or form. So I put in my information of why I wanted full custody, and so did she. And she had the aspect of the order protection. So obviously that's used as leverage
So
in
y'all,
any
so so when it happened,
yeah.
y'all still so when the situation happened, y'all was still married. Y'all wasn't separated or nothing like that.
No, so it was so we weren't legally separated, but we were like, I want to say like in and out. We were still kind of like, I don't know, from my perspective, we were working on it. Like we were like real now we're this is it. This is our last like hurrah. We're going to just go for it full force now and do good and whatever. So that's why I was caught off guard when everything happened.
Yeah.
So we were definitely living with each other for a good like 4 or 5 months before, when that right before that incident happened. I mean, I was sleeping there obviously when I woke up
Right.
to that nonsense. But yeah, so we both went for full, and because she had the leverage of the, I mean, from what I believe, and my assumption is that because of the leverage of the order protection, it made it a lot more tougher for me. So they kept going back and forth of like, they can't make a call on the custody without the order protection, and then the order protection can't make a call on the order protection without knowing about the custody and what they want. And it just kept going back and forth. So it obviously was causing a rift in me being able to see the kids for the time being. So overall, I mean, after that, they came to the decision of giving me, because they didn't find anything. There was no proof. So
Never do. They never do.
because they still made sure to plead, I guess, on the situation. Like I said, I wasn't too informed back then of what was going on, but I think that's what it was. Is now because the lawyer plead for me in the case, then it kind of showed some guilt and something. So what came out of it was that my order protection came into no findings or order protection, temporary order protection for 6 months. So I still had an order protection, but there was nothing that they can show of proof of whatever incident was happening or whatever. So in my mind, that's what, in my assumption, that means it's a false allegation, maybe. I
Right.
mean, because there's no findings. So that was that case. So like I said, I'm in these civil courts now. Now I have custody. So because the case of the order protection, from my assumption, shows that it's a no finding, the judge came to the decision of giving, again, I wish I knew more law back then, but giving her what's it called? Uh because we did get joint custody. Um and it's joint custody and full rights. So like we have to talk between for like medication and education, all that kind of stuff. I made sure to put all that in my
Right.
petition and filings. And then she got uh I didn't know about the residency stuff. So when so she got what is it called, residency or I didn't get, well, whatever it's called. She got the residency. So I didn't know how that worked, and I didn't know after that that basically means that she can do the taxes and they're all in her name, and basically she has now it's kind of solidified that she is the main.
So she the primary parent.
Yeah, primary residence. That's what it was. She got primary
Oh,
residence.
so you didn't have equal
Right.
parent time.
Yeah, so that's what I was. That's what, right. So they put me under the impression that I had 50 like a 50-50 joint custody, because my custody was Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from after school until 8 o'clock, and then every other weekend from Friday until Sunday at noon. So what I was trying to do was, because obviously at this time I'm now developing, getting my place and getting everything in it. I just moved out obviously of my our house or whatever. So I was like, that's cool, because I want to have a little bit more of like a structure of a place before I do the overnights and stuff. That so I get it. So my intention was to switch Tuesday or Thursday or whatever into overnights. And then that would basically turn my custody into a 50-50 custody as far as like scheduling goes. So I was fine. And then it was time for the so yeah, so I thought that was like a 50-50, but because she got primary residency, she was pretty much the primary parent. And I was kind of like just like stuck up the creek and stuff. And if you think about it, that means that I was taking care of dinner for 3 nights a week every week for a year or so. So I was kind of taking up a lot of like the financials, and then she would get the benefits, I guess, of it. Now it's time for our and obviously I was okay with this because I finally got to see my kids after so long and stuff. So now I'm happy and stuff, but I still in the back of my mind did not know that like I was really screwed up at this point.
So
So
how long was it since when all that was going on? How long was it before you saw your kids?
I want to say almost 2 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like when initially it happened and the whole order protection happened, I took it as like I can't be around my ex, and that was fine for me. But my kids are still at their school, and the school knows me. Like I was part of everything. Like I was so like they all knew me by name and everything of the sort. So um one day I wanted to go and visit my kids, and then I was gonna go pick them up and take them for like ice cream or whatever the case may be, and then drop them off either at home or back at the school, whatever. And I went there because I've done that before, because my kids all at this time were like straight A kids, so straight A students. So it wasn't really a big deal for me to pick them up early at times. But so I was going to pick them up, and then when I got there, they all knew me. They know that it's security guard. Everybody knows me. And this is the first time that I had the experience of when I went there and they came downstairs and they said, they went up at first to go get my kids, and then they came back downstairs and said, Mr. Williams, we got the letter saying that you have an order of protection, and it's actually the temporary one is also with the kids too until you have court, so you can't see or pick up your kids. And we're supposed to call the cops on you, but we're just gonna be nice and let you go home. So that experience was like where it hit me like, all right, there's no okay, it's not equal. There's no like
Yeah.
they don't see me like now I'm not the father everybody remembers from these
Right.
meetings and all that stuff.
Right.
Now
Right.
I'm just like this bad guy. So now it's time for order for the child support. Okay. Now child support came like about 3 or 4 months later because um a lot of stuff came to light about our marriage behind closed doors. And I mean I can't put too much out there, but
Yeah.
a lot of stuff came to light, and it made and it was stuff that I knew and I felt was enough leverage to even this playing field. And it was a lot of stuff. So when it was time to go to child support, I had okay, I can say this because this is an experience a lot of guys in this situations had. There is some fraud that was may or may not have occurred in our case. Actually, I can't put one of them. there's a fraud that was occurred in our marriage that I didn't know about, that she did. So now I'm trying to learn like law besides family law. I'm trying to learn marriage and divorce law so I can
Right.
figure out how to get this to be an equal grounds and equal basis and stuff too. So now it's time for child support. So at first, I wasn't going to any of the child support court dates because I was under the impression that it was all voluntary. So when I would see them, I'm not going to answer to them, and that's it. So I wasn't getting like garnished or anything for my wages or anything of that nature. Even when I was getting these letters and stuff like that. And then finally, one of them had like, and again, I didn't know law at the time, so I didn't really know the wording. So, but it had like warrant words, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to this one. I'm gonna finally go to this one. So, I went to it, and it was just a hearing, and I pretty much put my case out there of the reason why I didn't feel I should pay child support, because at this time I have the kids 3 days a week. Every other weekend, I'm feeding them dinner every other day. I mean, for 3 days a week, and I'm taking care of a lot of financial responsibilities as a 50-50 situation. So that plus the
Mm.
information that I figured out, the fraudulent stuff, I was like, well, then that just kind of voids the whole agreement that we had as a marriage or a couple. So after all that was said and done, let me get that light back up because that light was actually helpful. After all that was said and done, I explained everything in court, and then because I went to court that day, they assigned me an order of $100 a week. Now it was okay to an extent because I had 3 kids, and I was like, okay, $100 a week for 3 kids, $400 a month, fine, that's fine.
Right.
The job I had at the time and the part time I picked up at the time was enough to be able to solidify whatever money that I had to. So that was fine. But I
Did
was
you have
still going to go to
did they give
court.
you rearage?
What's up?
Did they give you rearage?
No. So she asked for rearage.
Of
Her and
course.
her lawyer was, yeah.
Of
So
course.
they were going to ask. They were asking for rearage, and I just went in when they said that. I was like, I've been in these kids' lives since day one. I've been in every single event, birthday, Christmas, New Year's, whatever ceremonies and stuff they had at school events, all sports events. I was a soccer dad. I was the cheer dad. I was all that stuff times
Right.
10. So but unfortunately, like I don't have like a financial, like, I don't know, like whole list of everything I've ever paid for. I mean, I most stuff I paid with cash and whatever, but I made it known like these kids, like I was there since day one. But so they wanted rears and all that stuff, and I said I want to take it to trial. So she said okay. So she's like, you can bring it to trial, and we'll make your trial. I don't know. I think she said like in a month. We'll get the first hearing of the trial in like a month. Now, now that I know law a little bit more, I don't think that was a real trial. I think it was a mock trial to make me feel like I was in a trial, but in reality, it was just like people
Right.
playing like hocus pocus and smokes and mirrors and stuff. But I guess I was entertained by it, whatever. But eventually, I went to that court date. It was a month or two later, and I had everything. I had so much on my ex and stuff as far as the whole fact of why I should not pay anything, and we need to just call it a day because I was going on the basis of if she's gonna go for child support, I'm gonna go for spousal support. Not to sound like no
I'm
punk
not
dude or
saying.
none of that stuff,
Right.
but from the process of elimination of how things works and how the law works, I was I was like, I was due for it. Like it was, I should get it on the basis of how the law works. So, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
still, brother.
okay, gotcha. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna go for spousal support then, and my goal was for the spousal support to offset the child support so that it would be zero. You know
Right.
what I mean? So that
Right.
it was still that there is a judgment, but the judgment is it's still a kind of like it's still zero, no matter what. So that was kind of like my goal. And then amongst a lot of stuff. So then we finally have the hearing of it, and I presented my evidence. I presented what I was going to say and stuff like that, and they was like, okay. So when they found out what I guess from my assumptions again, from what they found out what I was going to present in the trial, they put like a little fast forward on it because I was expecting to get like 2 months, maybe even three, to prepare for the trial and be able to file what I have to, affidavits, all whatever kind of stuff like that. And so that's what I asked for. And they said, nah, we're going to have the trial next week. So I was like, that's not really enough time for me to get subpoenas and all this stuff to prove what I have in my petitions to be able to give to you guys.
Right.
They didn't really care. So what they did was, like I said, I feel like there's somebody, a higher power, that was helping me on my whole case so far, because they said we're going to give you what she gave us for her paperwork as far as her income and expenses and her statements and stuff like that you gave us. So you don't have to get subpoenas for that. So her bank statements and her IRS forms and all that stuff. So I was like, all right, fine. So they gave me a copy of everything that she gave them. Now that right there is where things took a toll, I feel like, in my favor, because when I went through the paperwork, so I'm going through the paperwork hoping I find buried treasure and stuff of something that I need to use for this case, the
Right.
child support case. So I stumble upon in the taxes that there is some anomalies that is not too, I guess, good. So I was like, okay, this is it. This is what I need. This is what I need to show the court and all that type of stuff. So I brought it up in court, and it was time to do the trial. And I'm going to be honest, from my point of view, like, I did really, really good on the trial. Like I said, it probably was a mock, I don't know, but I said everything I can as far as like what I do, how much I spend, how much I participate, whatever the case may be, and what I'm willing to spend and everything of that. So from the judgment from that child support case, and me also proving a lot of, I'm going to say, because I'm not sure what's public records and what's not in my case. It's very shady how my case has been going. But from the fraud, I'm assuming that I can use that now as future leverage and whatever. But after showing everything in the court and stuff, they chose my judgment to be at $70 a week every for, yep, for all three of my kids. So yeah, I
They
don't
went
think
off
they were
both.
too happy.
Let me ask a question. So they went off both incomes,
Yeah. So they
and
did
I
it both incomes.
and I
Yeah,
take
and then huh?
I'll take it. She make more money.
Yeah, so she makes a lot more money because coincidentally, as soon as we split, she got like a huge raise. Like, I don't know, she got a huge raise.
Good.
And yeah, and then that's what I was noticing inside like the paperwork as well. And then I explained to him that we're kind of like at the even, we're kind of even as far as how much we were making, but the moment that the moment that they were going to do child support and stuff like that, it was going to offset something that was going to kind of like mess me up. So I did show him at the child support case, or trial, whatever, my like I got a credit report. Like I went to a credit counselor and showed them like, the moment you guys take money off of me, I'm gonna lose these amenities, and I'm gonna eventually start becoming into the, like, I'm
Right.
gonna be messed up or whatever. So I think that's another reason that kind of helped me amongst everything else. But they didn't get their arrears, they didn't get any of that stuff. So now I feel like I'm good. I have my order protection that is only a temporary 6 months. So 6 months, all right, it's very simple. Our stuff is text messages back and forth for our kids' sake, and that's it. That's fine. That's fine. Then we have so there's really nothing for me to ever be able to interact with her for 6 months to do. I get my kids.
That's
Then
right.
it's then the next thing was the order protection. I proved that that was a no findings, all that stuff. Custody. I have my kids now 3 days a week, every other weekend, overnights every other weekend, and eventually I'm gonna try get. I was trying to get that for the week, and then I have my child support now. That's only $70 a week. Then that's fine. 714 was that $280 a month. That's fine. That I can take that because I considered it as gas, and I considered it as like the things that she's gonna have to do eventually with the kids to like bring the kids to me for gas. There's your gas money.
Good.
So
That sounds
like
great.
whatever the small things you needed for that 240. That's what that was for them because I'll take it from here
Right.
with the kids any other day. So
Good.
um
So
right.
what,
So then
what about, wait a minute,
yeah.
before you, what about the alimony? Did you get the alimony?
So no. So the
Ah,
judge, yeah, the judge denied the alimony and stuff because um I didn't really understand, like I said, I didn't understand the law too much at that point. I kind of just did what I thought was the right stuff to do. And I guess I didn't file enough the right paperwork and stuff because, as we all know as dads and stuff, or anybody that's gone through child support, you're not allowed to you don't get a public defender for child support. You
no,
may
you
get one for, right, you get one for custody and order protection, but you won't get one for child support. So I couldn't afford one. Obviously, she has the legal aid because that's another thing I'll give a heads up is that when anybody starts this process of splitting up and doing the custody and stuff like that, I would say the moment as a guy or a girl or anybody that does not want to get screwed over, you need to be assertive and you need to be first. So you need to be first to file everything because whoever is the plaintiff in the situation automatically has the upper hand because the defense is just defending what the plaintiff is saying. So you're either basically taking on the person that they're saying that you are as a defense, or you're not. And a lot of us don't know that when we first get into the court. So that's why I say file everything as soon as you can. Make sure you're being orderly and make sure that you're trying to be the plaintiff in all the matters, or at least be able to cross file against each other as soon as possible because you don't want to be lazy on this. And I'm trying to give as much tips as possible also because that was the thing in my case. Because I wasn't the plaintiff, I was always having to defend myself in these courtrooms, which would cause like a lot more, I guess, me having to be more informed and knowledgeable. And what I miss is like literally you're going to lose everything. So so yeah, so yeah, that's cool. So for the most part, I'm like, so now that's child support. So child support went good. So what my place now is that the order protection, I believe, is up at this point. And now I'm like, okay, now we get a divorce. Now what I now know I can get is an annulment. She wanted a no fault. She wants a no fault. I want an annulment.
what's
And
the difference?
okay, so a no fault. So how I perceive it is that a no fault is she gets whatever she asks for in her testimony. Now my ex is asking for um, full or sole custody. She's asking for the kids not to have any like decision, I guess, rights or
Yeah,
making until they're
total control,
yeah,
bro.
until they're 18. She doesn't want basically like just erase. Like I'm erased. Like also she wants it where I can only communicate to the kids through Zoom, through like video conference calls. Like I'm like it's a job or something. I it was ridiculous. So an
Hey,
annulment,
hold on for a second before you get going.
yeah.
Shout out to Julius Mays for the $5 donation for the Baby Mama Terrorist Bounty Hunters Fund. He said, keep doing your thing, bro. I got you back 100%. All love, bro. Appreciate you, Jules. And also, anybody want to donate to the Baby Mama Terrorist Fund, the link's on the bottom of the Cash App, or you can do the Super Chat. It's there for, got to pay that child support. I got a question for you. We go to the next
Yes,
one
sir.
now. You've been married. Y'all been married over 10 years, right?
Yeah, we were married. Well, we were together for about 14 years, like more or less on and off. But we got married. Yeah, we got married. Well, about 8 years,
Okay.
about 8 10 years. Yeah.
Right. So y'all been married for 8 years, and you don't have a criminal record. You was there from day one, had 3 kids, and you was a father. And you telling me she want sole custody. She don't want you to have no say so. She wants you to have. She wants you to only be able to talk to your kids on Zoom, and
Yeah.
she also wants you to basically not see your kids at all, except on
Right.
the screen with no say so, but pay that child support.
Yep. Yep. Pretty much.
And
Because
y'all wonder why I say fuck child support and call out these baby mama terror whores?
yeah, because this is where things started going awry. This is where things were just like now. This is where like now they're understand. I think they were understanding and was getting what my goal was overall for this divorce and stuff. And that's why I was trying to like do it on the computer, because I was gonna actually call my kids on Zoom or on the phone and actually show you guys, like my kids calling me and talking to me and saying like, "What the heck is going on, Dad? Like, when are we coming over? Because whatever's going on." So, because a little bit more hint in this situation, I haven't actually seen my kids in almost 10 months, 10, 11 months. So now I'll tell you guys how all that stuff happened and everything went awry.
So
So
wait,
now that
before,
yeah,
I'm sorry. Before you get to that part, that's what I want
yeah.
to ask you. How do do your kids know what's going on, and two, how do they feel about it?
So my kids, somewhat more or less knows what's going on. Because I'm gonna be really honest with everybody here. Me and my kids, the bond that I have with them is so strong. Like, we are so honest with each other on anything and everything that we've ever spoke. Like, we are so open with each other. Like, they've told me anything and everything personal that's ever been in their lives. Like, we have such a strong bond that um they more or less know everything's going on, because when I was going through this for the prior 2 years to this last year, um, and I had them for my times and my visits and stuff like that. They
Mhm.
saw, they would see like the stacks and stacks of like paperwork and files and documents and totes and all the stuff that was going on for the court case. And um, they definitely knew like that, um, well, they knew that we were going through our divorce and
Yeah,
stuff, and
yeah.
they definitely didn't realize like I said, at this point everything's fine because I have the kids 3 days a week and every other weekend, and everything's fine. But behind the door, now is when things start hitting things just start completely going awry. So now that I did all that stuff with the court cases, this is all in criminal court. Or no, this is all in civil court. So now I'm like, okay, now we can go into now the annulment. So
Mhm.
the annulment was that so that there's no, as if a marriage never even existed.
Okay.
So annulment voids out the actual marriage contract more or less due to fraud. Like, it can be because of these other two criteria, but I was going after the aspect of fraud. So that's my goal, because now that I have the proof of in these different court cases, now I can use that to get an annulment, and then as if we never got married, and now we can do things from and stay in. I guess that's why it would stay in civil court.
Right.
Um, right. So now all of a sudden I get a letter in the mail. No, not even a letter in the mail. My paycheck gets garnished like $460, like like 4 weeks in a row, without any like understanding of why or anything like that. And come to
This
find out, like I got
this was 400 a week.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, like I didn't even like know anything of this nature. And then I called like trying to contact, you know how child support is. Child
Yeah.
support is not, they help you. You like, even definitely now that you can't go to the office and talk to an actual person still, it's even more worse. But back then it was bad. So I couldn't get in contact with anybody. Like, what is going on? Why is my child support now 400? What the heck? Then eventually I got this letter in the mail saying that her and her lawyer got an ex parte judgment from another judge, without an ex parte basically is without lawyers, without not no lawyers, without a court case, without talking to me, without having any of that evidence, and it got an approval for like a lot, like, yeah, that amount for my check or whatever. So I was sitting there like, how am I supposed to get, like, as soon as that happened, that's when everything started going bad with my life. Like, I couldn't pay my car payment. I couldn't pay, like, I lost everything. I lost my car, and my job at that time, and I still have this job and stuff, which I thank God for having this company, because they know who I am and they look out for me. But at that time I had to leave. But I was the regional manager for my county and the county over
Mhm.
for Apple products. So I had a great job, and I had a job that was fulfilling. So I lost my car and I couldn't travel, so I lost the ability to work my job. Lost my income, and I started losing everything, like being able to pay rent, pay this, pay that. Started messing
Wow.
everything up,
Wow.
and yeah, and then eventually, um, I don't know, I had little moments where like I had these like luck of the Irish moments where I would get like a good amount of money to help me get to the next step in the next process of things. So now I'm trying to get out of child support now, and now that this whole thing with child support happened, um, I think, and I'm gonna say that, no, I'm not gonna say that. Like, an incident may or may not have occurred and stuff. I don't really remember, but it caused there to be no. What happened was my daughter. Now it's around Christmas time, or
Mhm.
yeah, my daughter's birthday's around December, and it's like I'm doing a drop off or whatever. Or no, I'm not doing a drop off. I had my kids that day, and it was my daughter's birthday weekend. That's what it was. It was my daughter's birthday weekend, and I had them for that weekend. So I think their mom may have been upset because I had my daughter for that weekend and my kids for that weekend. But
You weren't
that's
supposed to have
how
them. Why was she mad? You
no,
weren't supposed to have
no, I was supposed to have them. It fell on
them, and
my
she was mad.
weekend.
And she was
Right.
mad.
So right.
Hey,
So that's what, right. So that's what I,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Before you continue, shout out to Joseph Fair for the 1999 donation for the Baby Mama Terrors Bounty Hunters Fund. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. I ain't forget, bro. I just want this story to get out. And I say anybody want to donate, Cash App on the bottom, or do the super chat, brother, sisters. There's a few of them. All right, you know. But wait, but it was
um
your day. Let me ask you: you had them on the weekend? Was it? This is um this is after the false allegation with the stepson and her, right?
right. So
Okay.
yeah. So when the allegation, and let me go backtrack. I'm sorry to go back and forth because there's little parts that helps and doesn't, but
Okay.
because of the order protection, what I also did though is I got a order protection back against my ex and her son.
Good.
And I
Good.
was able to get mines actually approved by the judge. Now I'm going to say it. It's not the best experience as a male to go through a order protection process of telling them how you're in fear and you're sad and this thing and all this stuff happened. But if it happened to you guys, and I'm an advocate, and I will also say this, that nobody in this world is perfect at all. Okay. And at some point, like, everybody has to own up to whoever they are and whatever it is that they've done in their past or whatever, blah blah blah. But if you are a person that is also, as a male, and I know it's hard, guys, that's been in any situation of domestic violence and stuff like that, go file. Like, it's not, you're not doing nothing bad. You're if you eventually have a case for custody and stuff, it may actually help your case. So I would say do it if you have to, whatever, and it is what it is. But I went through that process.
Was they trying to shame you because you filed for
It,
order?
well, that's kind of like what it eventually got down to, because I got approved. So what it was is I got an order protection against my ex, and then I got an order protection against her son. But the one against her son um was a assault, an assault charge order protection. So, and that's me still not trying to put too much details on what happened, but it got approved too. So both of them got served. Now, I was going to use that as leverage in the order protection and everything that happened back then. And come to find out, after I served her son, I don't know if it was a day, a week, a month, I don't know, but literally right after I had him served, he left for the Air Force. He left for like boot camp or Air Force. So literally, like, they pretty much, I kind of just got screwed over, because it was kind of like he evaded. To me, I took it as he evaded the order protection, because if that would have got brought to my case, it would have shown that her allegation was obviously perjury, and then it would have basically showed more leverage on my behalf. That's how I was perceiving it. So that he left. So, like, trust me, I went to court dates for him, and the court system was like I said, they were doing like really shady stuff, and eventually they threw out his case that I had against him.
Let me
And
ask you
then
this.
it, then,
Let me ask you
yeah,
this. Now, the allegation said he assaulted you. Assaulted you. Do you think that the baby mama terrorists got him to do it? Because they quick to get their sons to get involved and brought
that's what I think happened, because the day of the incident, like I said, it was over nothing. It was over
spoons.
nothing. Spoons. Like, I'm sitting there like, I don't even know what we're arguing about. I'm about to go buy something, because I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what this is about. But as it more or less raised on her side and her level, at some point she did have, I believe, yeah, I remember her having her phone and stuff out, and I don't know if maybe she called but had it open so that it was like open called, but like as if, but I didn't know, whatever. And maybe it was calling her son, I don't know, and maybe he ran there on some rescue stuff. But yeah, basically it definitely seemed very planned, or like very like,
Let me put it like this: when he was trying to assault, she didn't try to stop him and break it up, right?
nah, she was she shoot, man, it wasn't even like it was just me. It was just me, just like
She set that
trying to
up.
defend myself from everybody.
She set
I
it
was
up.
just like, yeah. So I mean, but I think it was also, they were also, it kind of, she was also kind of like mad how everything turned out, because um I'm not, I can fight. Like, I don't know how else to really say it. Like, I was pretty well,
You was
I was
able, you,
pretty good at,
you was able to defend yourself.
yeah, I was pretty good at defending myself for the most part. So
Right.
um so yeah, so he left for boot camp, and that was my thought of evading or leaving or running town or whatever. So I tried to bring that up in court, and they weren't really listening to me. Eventually, his case got thrown out. Um, and then when we had so now fast forward. Remember, I told you that they changed the child support order. It went up. Once it went up, I was like, I couldn't hold anything down. I was all messed up. Then I started filing the paperwork for like everything they said, because they put me in poverty, under this, under that. Started filing that stuff. Um, and eventually I got back on my feet, more or less. But in this time frame, uh, now I'm texting. Oh, I'm sorry. So we're at the part where I'm taking my daughter to her for her birthday weekend. So I have them for their weekend, and it's my weekend. I have the custody time. That's my weekend. That's it. So I guess she's upset, whatever. So the way that this whole incident happened was that she contacted me via text in the morning, my ex and stuff, and telling me she wasn't sending the kids to school. And I was like, for what reason? There's not really a reason not to send them to school. And she's like, they're sick. Like, my daughter and my son was sick. Now, we all know my kids are grown, so I could just call them and say, hey, are you sick? And they can be like, no, I'm good. Or, yeah, I'm sick. So I kind of like text back and forth with her, like, yo, just send them to school. And then if they are, and then they get sent to whatever, I'll go and pick them up. And then I'll have them for the weekend anyways. And it's her birthday weekend anyways. I had plans, whatever. She said, no, I'm not sending them. I'm not sending them. That's it. So I'm kind of upset. I'm getting ready to go to court, not the courthouse, so I can file these petitions for violation now and whatever. And
Right.
at like 12 o'clock or something, I get the text saying I sent them to school, so you can go get them if you want. So like, all right, whatever. So I went and did my regular thing, picked them up at 2 and all that stuff. But my older daughter, she didn't bring her clothes. She usually brings her clothes to school with her, and she didn't bring them that day because obviously mom said you ain't going to dad's house after school, so she left them home. So I'm still thinking that we're under the guise of the custody agreement of like pickup and drop offs and the custody order. So I was being under that guise because a custody order cannot supersede a order protection.
Right.
Now, also though, my order protection was already expired by this time because the incident that happened for the order protection was in uh like February or March, and now we're at December for my daughter's birthday. So we're well past 6 months. So
This
I didn't really
20.
think of nothing. No, this is 2019.
Okay.
2019.
Okay.
So now yes, 2019 of December. So now I drop them off. Or no, so now my daughter's like, I gotta get my stuff. I was like, all right. So all I did was go to like on the street with my windows up, my phone like recording because I don't know what hoopla is going on. There's no car in the driveway. My ex is not there, and I told my daughter just go in, grab your stuff, come out, and we're out. Not even 2 minutes. She goes in, grabs her stuff because it's already on her bed, and then she comes out and goes in the car. She said she left her phone. Oh man, okay. Ran in, grabbed her phone, came back out, and we left. Then I get a text. You violated the order. I got you on surveillance camera. I didn't have my car because no, I was at home and my boyfriend had my car. That's why it wasn't there. All this nonsense. And I'm
Wow.
like,
Set up move.
so I'm like, well, I'm thinking this was in a custody thing or a custody exchange. So I'm just getting my daughter's stuff to spend the weekend with me. It's nothing big. I didn't go to your door. I didn't go to the house. I didn't do anything. I stayed on the street. I didn't go in the driveway. So now I go. So now that's it. All of a sudden, I get a call by a cop later that day saying I got a violation of my order protection and I can either turn myself in, go to jail, whatever for that weekend. I said, nah, I'm not going. I'm not doing nothing.
Right.
I'm not going nowhere. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm good. If you have to come get me, whatever, but I'm not going to ruin my weekend with my kids and my daughter for her birthday for anybody. So the cop just gave me the options. He's like, it's a violation. I'll let the judge know. The judge can decide if he wants to get a warrant to have you arrested and come get you, or if he wants to let you turn yourself in later on during the week.
Let me ask you something. So wait a
Yeah.
minute. So I know you had the order protection, but you still have obligation to pick up your children every other week and everything. And you telling me because you came to the house to pick up your kid with the court order, that was grounds for basically turn yourself in.
Yep, that was pretty much a violation of order protection. Now, like I said, though, my order protection is expired. So I didn't really realize that until I started going through my paperwork that after that happened. So I started going through it and I was like, it's expired. What do you got? Like, what order protection am I breaking that like I don't understand. So now I have court in my town court for that order protection violation. So after my daughter's birthday weekend, like Monday or Tuesday, I got arrested and I had to go and they fingerprinted me and did the whole nine picture and all that stuff. Gave me a court
They
date
came
for
to you. They came to you when you got arrested.
yeah. And then went through the whole spiel. I went through the whole spiel of that, and then I had my court date for my local town for the order protection violation. Now, when I went to that, the public defender that they gave me in my town for that violation, she was happy. She was like, "You're fine. You have nothing to worry about. You're good." She's like, "Your order of protection is expired. Like we're just gonna have this thrown out because they have no grounds for whatever." I was like, "Okay, that's what because I figured that out before I got there too. So I was like, yeah, I know it's expired. There's no violation if there's no order of protection. That's it."
Right.
And then as soon as the judge comes up, the judge says, "Your case was sent to family court IDV division." I don't know what that is.
Right.
So my lawyer looked at me and looked at the judge like, gosh, like I didn't know what that was, but she knew what it was. And I said, I guess it was bad. So what they did was they transferred my cases that was in civil court and moved it up to criminal court
Criminal.
because of this order protection violation.
But
So
it's
now,
fine.
I mean, right. That's why from that point forward, I've been just in the twilight zone because so now it's in IDV Supreme Court, which is kind of like a in like inter something domestic violence Supreme Court or whatever. So now
So now they got you for domestic violence.
right, and now it's in a criminal matter. So now I'm just like I didn't know the severity of it because at this time I have a public defender and now all right. I had about 9 public defenders so far because I started firing people. Now that I started figuring out what was going on.
Right.
So what this public defender did was trying to convince me. She's like, "Oh, it's way better. Just go to IDV court because they combined all your courts together, and then you don't have to be in all these separate courts." But as we both remember, I already beat these courts up. Like I don't have to really go back anymore unless it's to do modifications to my custody order or whatever. But
Right.
I'm pretty happy where I am right now. So I'm just waiting for the divorce now at this point. But so she convinced me into it. So I was like, all right, well, because I did so well in these cases, I can use that as leverage and information for now this IDV case. So whatever. But when they sent that order protection thing up there as well, it caused it to be that I'm now a criminal. I'm a criminal now. Just you ain't hearing my voice don't matter no more. So my first case.
So even though it expired, the order of protection, you weren't able to tell the judge or whoever that hey, it
Oh man.
expired. I don't know what you're talking about. I ain't doing nothing wrong. Following court order with my kids. I mean,
Right. So what I did was that's exactly. So I brought that up. So now we're in this new judge.
Crazy,
Judge
man.
says this right. The new judge says this right off the bat. The new Supreme Court judge says, "I am putting you," or he's like, "I'm starting over. I'm starting you guys' cases all over. So anything that happened in the past doesn't matter." And then that's when I was like, "Aw, I'm done," because obviously all that stuff and matter and stuff was very important for my case for the divorce,
right?
And the annulment and stuff. So now, if anything, now my ex is going to be like walking on eggshells and making sure not to do anything that's bad in any way, shape, and form now that we're in this courtroom. And now I'm going to be like kind of screwed. So then he says, so then this is the part that kind of like, I don't know if this was illegal. I don't know if this was unlawful, but it seemed like it was for me. But now I'm in court and now I'm in IDV. And now they want me to take this plea for this order protection violation.
Hell no.
And that's exactly what I said. It's like,
no,
no, I'm not doing it. I was like, I'm not signing that. I'm not going to sign that. I'm not signing that. And the judge says, if you don't sign it, I'm going to take away your parental rights.
Now this 2020,
right? I don't know nothing about law at this time to be able to be like, you can't say like. So I'm like, this dude, like, What the heck?
Is this
So
in 2020 or is this still 19?
this is 2020 now.
What
One,
month? I mean,
yeah.
asking. 'Cause I
Well,
want to.
actually, This is 20. I'm sorry. This is 2019. Like towards the end of 2019. Like I want to say, September, October, November of like 2019, maybe. It was so everything just kind of kept jumping back and forth.
And
Yeah.
I remember you telling me before preview that they put you on an ankle monitor. Is you still on the ankle monitor?
Yeah. So I'm on an ankle monitor. See, so let me see if I can kind of show it here. So yeah. So I'm on this because after really doing well in all my cases, now it's in this IDV court, like I said, and once it got into his court, my rights just started getting slashed. I started getting messed up. I started losing time. He said he took away time because I didn't have a car, but I gave him all these remedies that I can still get my kids and pick them up and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't a problem. He took my time from what you guys know, and he changed it from that to Tuesday and Thursday for 5 to 8, and then took away my Friday and my overnight weekends. So I only had my kids like 6 hours.
On what
Huh?
ground? On what ground?
They said it was because I didn't have a car. It was like the dumbest stuff. I didn't have a car. This
You can't do Uber?
violation.
You can't do
Huh?
Uber? I mean, you can't do Uber. You got Uber out there, right?
None of that stuff mattered because my kid, where I was living at the time, was only 5 minutes walking distance from my ex's house. So, like I
Are
said,
you serious?
even yeah, so I said, even if I can't pick up my kids from school, they can either get dropped. I gave them 3 remedies. I said, you can drop, I can still pick them up from the school. I still have a car vehicle I don't have a car, but I do have a car to use. The second thing is their bus goes into the loop of the apartment complex that I was living at. So they can get off at the bus of my complex. And 3, I can just go to the corner and pick them up from the corner when they get off the bus at their mom's house. And
Man,
so like there was no reason to cut anything off,
no
but they
reason.
cut it off. Right. So they just started just doing an overhaul on the whole custody matter. And now I'm getting served with the divorce paperwork. I'm getting served with everything. Now I'm getting everything. And like a new filing for like child support stuff, and like now I'm just getting like all messed up. So that's when I found out in the divorce she wanted everything, and she wanted me only to talk to him on Zoom. So now, as you guys can probably hear, my case is starting to move towards what she wants in the divorce, which is me only having to be able to talk to kids via Zoom. So fast forward now. Now we'll get to the ankle now. So after all this stuff happened and this judge is taking all his time, I find out the connection between my ex's job and the judge's prior employment. I think that's the best way maybe I can make it seem. I don't really want to put too much, but
No, you say it again. I mean, they understand. Just tell them what it
yeah.
means.
So basically, what I found out was that the judge that's handling my case with her, the Supreme Court judge that's handling the case, and again, this is the stuff that I'm only saying because I feel like that it's things that I can file for that would help my case. So I only say this because in case anybody else out there is going through court to do not investigation, but do research on your judges, on your lawyers, and people that's in your case, just to see like who they are and what they're about and what case they may have handled. So I did that with the judge because I was like, why is this judge taking so much away from me? And I'm not doing nothing wrong. So the judge, come to find out, is the previous chairman of the board of my ex's job.
Oh,
So,
oh,
so all right. So I was like, I don't really want you to make any more calls because on my case because I don't know, maybe you don't want her to get in trouble because
conflict of interest.
right. So I started filing a lot of recusals because that's what you do when you feel like there's a conflict of interest and stuff. And like I said, I don't have animosity towards, I'm not trying to have animosity towards the court system or anything of that nature. I'm just doing the avenues that if this wrongdoing you feel happens, you file this paperwork. So I did the recusal and I said why, and I gave the case law and the reasons and the law and why he should be recused. And he was not recusing himself. And I did about 3 or 4 of them. So he would still stay on the case, and I would still lose more, and things would still go a lot more worse and worse and worse. And then eventually where I am now is that because he cut so much time, he got to a point where I got to a point where I just didn't want to participate no more with this nonsense, because now I know that there's just like this is just all wrong now. This is all just, in my feelings, it was just fraud now. Like, I didn't want nothing to do with it until I got the right document, paperwork, petitions, everything I need, and I'm ready to handle this anymore. So during my divorce cases and stuff, because now I'm in IDV, they combined everything: divorce, child support, custody, order protection, everything together. So they're messing with my head now to try to figure out where I'm at and what I'm in. But so they're telling me like, hey, you can have the if you well, they kind of gave me like they started giving me less time and giving me less time, and I got to a point where I was like, well, I literally can't even really see my kids and stuff, and I'm just gonna kind of like, I'm still gonna fight, I'm still gonna try to get them and stuff, but I'm really gonna kind of wait off before going to court anymore until I see what their motive is and what's really going on. So because of that, I guess I may have made the judge angry, because I wasn't going to well, it wasn't that I wasn't going to my court cases, is that that's what it was. They weren't sending me notices for when my court cases was. So I was missing them. And then because I would miss that court date, I would lose so much leverage that I had from filing in the past that I was like, I'm not going no more. I'm done. I don't want to do this. Like,
Right.
this is just getting so tiring because they're messing me up. But because I also missed the court dates, I guess that this judge now was making like warrants for my arrest. So before I get to that part, 8 months prior to this, my ex was like, basically they said, now you need to have, because mind you, I lost everything. So now they're like, you need to have a car, you need to have a place, you need to have this job, you need to have all this stuff before we even let you have your kids again. That's what I did though. I ended up busting my ass, and then I got a place and I got everything that I needed. So then they said, as soon as you get your place, contact your ex, let her know that you got a place, and then you guys can continue with your visitation. So I was like, all right. I contacted my ex. She left town, mind you, in this summer of COVID. COVID came, and that just screwed everything up. That made everything bad. COVID was really where it really hit the fan, and where my case really made more sense that something was going on. So there was a point where my ex left for 2 weeks with the kids to Florida when COVID was going on, and I told her that I was possibly going to move out of state because I was kind of like dead out. But something happened in that 2 weeks that gave me the opportunity to get my own place and have money and get a job and all that stuff. So I took that opportunity. That is sorry. So as soon as I told her that I got my own place, she stopped letting me see the kids. So she said, until you go to court, you can't see the kids. So I haven't seen my kids in over 8 months, 9 months.
That's a long
And
time, brother. It's a long
yeah,
time.
so I finally went to court in like September to see what was going on. And the same thing with the judge. They were like, you have to give her your address. You got to give us your address. But I wanted my privacy. So I did not want to give her my address. I wanted to have like a public place that we meet, and then I pick up the kids, and then I bring them to my house, and my house be my personal property and privacy, and hers be same or whatever. Because I don't want no more harassment. I don't want to get in no nonsense trouble, because now I have this order protection that is solidified for, I don't know, like a year or 2 years. I don't really remember now. So they wouldn't give me they wouldn't give that to me. I in her my address. So they said, until you give her your address, you can't see your kids. So They gave her so they basically suspended my custody or my time or my visitation, whatever, and until I gave her my address. So I was like, all right, what I'm not gonna give it to her. So I went to get the right paperwork so that I can file, so that I can have my address be private and not be in public records or be on the book or on the record and stuff. And I did that, and I still was denied. So at this
Wow.
point now,
Wow.
I'm texting her the same stuff. Can I get my kids? Can you drop them off? Can we please just meet at a public place? I don't want to give you my address, blah, blah, blah. This, whatever. Can I just see my kids? Can I see my kids? I'm ready today. I don't have this is probably maybe every day. I don't know. But either or, it got to a point where now this ankle monitor. So Christmas week of this year, haven't seen my kids in 8-9 months. I'm in the gym, working out, chilling, and a cop comes in and says, Mr. Williams, no, he says, excuse me, Mr. Williams. And because I kind of feel like I know my rights, I kind of went the right, like my rights part. So I was like, I'm sorry, I don't answer questions. What is this about? And he said, are you Isaac Williams? And I said, again, I don't answer questions. What is this about? And he said, well, we got 7 warrants for your arrest. And was like, you don't have, I was like, again, you didn't ID me. I don't have any ID on me, obviously. So I don't know how you're IDing me with whoever you're saying I am. And he said, are you Mr. Isaac Williams? And I said, I don't answer questions. And eventually I got arrested from all that. But I kind of played everything as far as like my rights. So they said that the accusations was that I violated the order of protection, harassment or something of that nature. Or no, they just said I violated the order of protection. And they were trying to make me, from what I was feeling, they were trying to make me I don't know, admit to some whatever nonsense it was. So they put me in jail. So eventually I went to my town court to handle the warrants that they said was for there. And then I went to now my actual downtown main court to handle the other 2 warrants that was there. And they said that one of the warrants was made by the judge for not showing up to court and stuff. This, I guess, the month before. Like I said, I didn't have any notice that I had court. So I went through all the avenues of going to jail, and they had me in jail. I was only supposed to, from what I remember from a misdemeanor, I'm only supposed to be in jail for 1 day, but they had me in jail for 5 days. So they had me in jail for the Christmas weekend. So I was in jail for Christmas. And as soon as and it sucked. It was horrible. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not a jail person. I'm not even. I mean, I mean, I lived life like any other person. So,
Right.
After all that was said, I got out of jail, and they said that I need to put an ankle monitor on until I go back to court. And that was, like I said, like the week after, not even the week, yeah, about the week after Christmas, that I got the monitor put on, and I still have it to this day. They really haven't given me any information or details, more or less, of like what the charges are. They just say that they're misdemeanors and then they may become felonies, and I honestly don't know. And that's why I'm on here with you guys today, and I appreciate Mr. Palmer because he's awesome for giving me my ability to tell this story, because there's a lot of other things that's going on with my case that I really don't want to say out loud on here,
No, don't
because
talk.
I don't know. Right.
Right.
But I mean, you know it, more or
Yeah.
less some stuff, but I think that's why, like, I'm beyond like a targeted parent as far as like, like the normal, give them a lot of child support and take away time and whatever, like with this jail thing, because my last court case with this whole thing with this ankle monitor, and I feel like they're also using this as leverage to use, because my divorce was planned for tomorrow in March. And obviously, me having this ankle monitor and whatever this violation is and stuff is going to probably play against me in the actual ending of this divorce thing that I've been in litigation for 3 years now with so much nonsense that I've gone through. Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't really know how it's going to play out. I'm not sure if I'm going to be arrested. I don't know if I'm going to jail. Like I said, last court I had with them was over the phone, and it was just a lot of like, we got all these misdemeanor charges, we got all these felony things that's pending. We don't know if they're gonna whatever go through or whatever. The DA was on the phone, whatever call. Um, I was just lost. I was just lost. I was like, whatever I did that made everybody mad.
Right, right.
I don't know. My like it is. I don't know. I just love my kids, and I was trying to really just get this thing over and done with and have it 50-50. So my court case is tomorrow. It's for my divorce. It's for my trial. They made my trial a no jury trial. So
So the judge make the
that's
decision.
right. So that should
You
show you there.
already know.
Right. So I mean, I really don't know what I could have filed, because what they were doing was, because I got sent to the IDV criminal court, they said I needed to have representation. So they weren't letting me file stuff as adequate as I could as a pro se person. And they weren't really allowing me to file stuff on my case. And obviously, I got sidetracked and distracted from all this stuff with not seeing the kids and being arrested to really be able to well, I mean, I guess for my divorce, I'm prepared for it. I'm definitely prepared for to combat. I'm definitely got my paperwork and my totes and everything that I need. But it's just that I don't know, I just feel like they were trying to make it a lot more harder on me. I mean, I know myself, I'm pretty prepared. So I'm not too worried on that angle, but where I am worried is that I don't know too much about criminal proceedings. I don't know too much about that kind of stuff and how to really combat it. And because I don't really have a lawyer, because I didn't really trust the lawyer that they gave me to handle the situation, I don't really know how tomorrow is going to go. And I'm hoping, my turnout hope is that because they know that I'm willing to go beyond the beyond whatever brink that I have to as a father that loves his kids, um, to the point where I'm going to jail, to the point where I'm bringing everything to light of anything and anything around my case, anybody involved. I'm hoping that they take it as like, let's just let's give him a chance. Like, he has a place, he has a car. I got everything back on my feet. I got a place, a car, money, food. I have my jobs. I can make money on my own from a side hustle. Like, I have my ability to take care of my kids adequately and the best of my ability as a parent. And I've talked to my kids every single day since for this past 10 months, on via video chat or phone chats and stuff. So I've done my due diligence to make sure to stay in my kids' lives. But now we're just at this end road where, like, I'm not really sure if I'm what's going on. But I want, like I said, my little annulment. We never got married. You go your way, I go my way. Um, we have our kids 50-50. I live my lifestyle with my kids 2 weeks out the month. You live your lifestyle 2 weeks out the month out the kids. Our kids equally love us as much as they do. You live your life, I live mine. I don't care what you live and who's around, and I wouldn't even matter at this point of having 50-50 of who's around my kids, because overall I have the same amount of time, opportunity, love, affection, all that kind of stuff to be able to give them as she does. So whatever they're going to be impressed with from her side and whatever she gives them, I have that equal time and opportunity to do the same. And that's all I really want my kids. I mean, like I said, I mean, I fought what I had to with my child support. And as you know, Mr. Palmer, that worked out pretty well. Um, So I mean, I was able to get some of my rears taken off, and I'm not everything that they used as far as to try to make me as this bad guy now that I'm in this thing. They said I don't have a car, I don't have a job, I'm in the rears, I'm in all this bad stuff or whatever. I fixed all of it. I fixed all of it. So tomorrow they can't say I don't have a license. I have a license. They can't say I don't have a car. I have a car. They can't say I'm in the rears. No, I'm not. They can't say that I have no jobs. Here you goes your pay stubs, kid. They can't say I have a place. Here's my lease. Like there's really nothing really on their behalf. And like I said, my case, my me having this ankle monitor is like I did nothing criminal. Like I didn't do anything physical. I didn't threaten it. I didn't do anything to anybody. Like I literally just was asking for my kids, and that was it. And I don't know if that became like an aspect of harassment or whatever, but um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm hoping tomorrow everything goes well. I'll be my court case is in the morning, and I'm hoping that I get my annulment. We get 50-50. We can finally part ways. We can either offset the child support with alimony. If not, it got dropped back down to 70, so that's fine for me. And if and then last thing but not least, if I can claim my kids every other year, that's pretty much fair for me. But I definitely want all this time that I lost for my kids with the past 10 months back. I definitely want I missed all three of my kids' birthdays. I missed so many opportunities. I missed like even though I didn't have my kids, I was still making plans as if I was going to have my kids that next week, and next week was like going to like coding camp and going to like this sports arena thing and going to this other thing. And I was still making plans as if I was going to have my kids because I never wanted to get out of the mindset that I am a father to my kids in any way, shape, or form. And that's what kept me going as far as like going with my court cases and fighting the system as much as I possibly could to where I am now. But the next move that I'm going to do is try to get because my kids are pretty older. I want them to be able to speak for themselves. I want them to be able to speak on the record and say if they want to go back to dad's house or if they want to see me or if they want this to be 50-50, because I'm saying it right now, the kid's lawyer who has been absolutely horrible and has been running roadblocks this entire time, and also like he's been filing motions to dismiss my petitions for my kids, which is completely messed up. And he's sorry about that. Am I in it? Okay, yeah, sorry about that. But he's also been like saying like my kids has been sleeping on the floor and all these conditions, and my kids are grown.
Wait, wait,
So when
wait.
I
Wait a minute. How would they know all that unless they said? Like, how would they know that he's sleeping on the floor? Come on, man.
Right, exactly. I honestly I have no clue. So like they talk the kid's lawyer only talked to my kids two times in this entire 3-year period. Two times. So maybe three, but two times more or less. And he just asked them. I talked to my kids right after. They're 15, 12, 11, 12, whatever, and 9. They're dad, this is what I said to him. Like I asked him. Because one, he was interviewing them in the same place, in the same vicinity as their mom. So I don't think that's
Of
fair.
course, right.
Second,
You already know that's setup move, but she gonna look at them and they're gonna, be scared to talk. They can't say what they want to say. But I got two questions. One,
yeah.
uh, is your hearing tomorrow gonna be on Zoom or in person? And the other question is, do you have to pay a fee for the ankle monitor?
So for the ankle monitor, no, they don't have me paying a fee. Now, when I got the ankle monitor though, because like I said, I'm all about my rights. I'm all about my personal rights as a father, as a man, as a human, as all that kind of stuff. And when I feel that things are literally not right and you're breaking my rights or whatever, I'm going to I'm going to speak up against it. So in this matter, I felt like it was unjust for me to have this ankle monitor. So when I had to fill out the paperwork for the ankle monitor for them, I filled out everything as under duress. So I put my name and signature, but I still put under duress and wrote it out after it so that they knew that I'm not really I'm not really agreeing to any of these contracts and stuff or whatever. I'm just doing it because like it's either this or, as they said, go to jail. And as we all know, like jail supposedly has COVID and has all this nonsense in it and whatever. And I have an autoimmune disease, which is Crohn's disease, but so I don't want to be in the I didn't want to be in jail as it was, and I was like, I don't know, like I don't want to do it. So I don't have to pay for the ankle monitor. However, there is a fee if I break it off. If I break it, it's like $4, 5, 6 thousand. So that's that. But what was the other question? I'm sorry.
Oh, the other question, was you doing an interview on Zoom or was you in person for this court date tomorrow?
So what they've been doing is they gave me. So this is why I say to really try to build up your friends and everybody to go to your court cases because it helps. It helps out a lot because and this is just my assumption on that matter, but I had my first couple court cases was on Zoom, and it was really no, actually it wasn't on Zoom, it was over the phone. And then I said, I think I may have said or was thinking that that was kind of like not right or unlawful because I can't face my accuser. Like I'm on a phone, like I can't even talk or see anybody's face or really be able to like do this the right way as far as lawful wise. And then they did some Zoom for the past ones, but what they were going to do for my last court date before this one was they were going to do a in person for my court case, but I think I built up like a large crowd of friends and stuff that was willing to come to my court case that was going to see. They were going to see for themselves me pretty much put everything I could on the line to see my kids again. And I don't know if that gave them some notion or something, but then that court case turned into a phone court case and a
So
Zoom
wait a
one.
minute,
But this one that
it won't even be on Zoom.
so tomorrow, no, they said that it's going to be in person. They will not let tomorrow's court case be on Zoom, and that's why I'm even more worried because I've been seeing a lot of people's trials and divorces on Zoom lately, and I don't know if it's like a high conflict case, but I don't I've had some discussions with my ex's lawyer, and I'm gonna never suggest that to anybody, and that's probably not the best idea to do, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm don't have a lawyer, and I don't want to say I'm adequate with law or anything of that nature, but I just wanted her to know if we can just come to an understanding and just do 50-50 and avoid anything. And when I mean anything, I mean anything from coming out into the public eye. Let's just get this 50-50. Call it what I said. I live my life for 2 weeks out the month with my kids. You live your life 2 weeks out the month with the kids. And that bygones be bygones and everything just goes away and that's it. Because everything's going a lot more everything's just getting out of hand. I really tried to give her
You're not gonna go. You can't negotiate with a baby mama, Tara. She gonna sit back. She gonna keep. She already know
no,
that.
that was the lawyer. That was the lawyer. That was the lawyer.
Oh,
That yeah. I said that to the lawyer. That's why I said never. I would never suggest it because my ex at this point, I'm not allowed to talk to her, text her, or anything since I got the ankle monitor. So I can't even like do anything as far as the kids. Now at this point, I can't do anything. So even if the courts now have my address, obviously from me being arrested and stuff, they can't enact what the judge said by saying once he gets you have his address, you can get the kids now. Like now, I still haven't seen my kids, even though they've had my address for the past 2.5 months now. So now that that's all happened, I'm like pretty much letting the lawyer know, like I just want to let's just be bygones and bygones and do the right thing. Obviously, I love these kids. Obviously, I'm a good dad. I mean, I'm hoping I'm giving that perspective. I'm hoping I'm giving that thought to him that I'm willing and able to be consistent. I mean, I have obviously the world is changing now. COVID has definitely changed the world. It is definitely, I mean, unemployment now obviously it's been pushed all the way to September. there's means of income that is gonna be, it's gonna keep coming. So um even if I lost my job, the way that the whatever it is, unemployment works and stuff, I would still be able to maintain the lifestyle I have. So as far as consistency goes, if anything was to go awry or go messed up, it would be based on somebody's actions towards me. Whether it's a raise of my child support by the actions of you guys, whether it's the whatever it may be, it would be by y'all actions. So bygones be bygones. Please take this monitor off me. Um, anything that you guys have that you're saying is the charges, just drop them and dismiss all that stuff, and then let's just go about our lives, and that's it. Like like I said, but if they decide to really take me out and really just either put me in jail or give her sole custody and I can't see the kids anymore and all of that kind of stuff like that of that nature, um, then like just like every other father and fighting parent or that's out there and stuff like that, um, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to put it. I don't know, because I mean, like I said, our divorce is public records. It's going to be public records, I believe. So I don't think that I'm assuming that they don't want whatever other information I have to be like put on the record or anything. So I'm just hoping we can come to that understanding before the court case even starts. So, but if they decide to take everything away from me and do everything that they are as they is, um, then and it seems like it's going that route tomorrow in the divorce trial. Now I don't know if they're gonna like break it down in different days and whatever, but I'm just gonna plead my side and try to give them that mindset and not try to do anything. Just let them know that I just love my kids and I miss them. I want to see them. I got all the stuff you guys said I needed to have, and like let's just call this a day because it's getting out of hand. And it's just not right. So, but yeah, that's my story, and I appreciate you for letting me say it all because um I was worried about tomorrow, and I'm hoping that if something, God forbid, was to happen to me, I'm just hoping that my story got out there and somebody would be able to see it and watch it and be able to help me out because like I said, I have all my documents, paperwork, proof, anything that I've ever needed for my court case, and I feel like I'm in a good place and as far as personal in my life to be able to, as I always was, be a father. So yeah, that's it. That's my story. Hour 48 minutes on the dot. That's it. Um, yeah. So if anybody has any questions, like I said, I've been going through this for 3 years. Divorce. Doing my filings in any type of way, shape, or form. The lawyers also in my case are they also put petitions for me not to file anymore too. So I don't know what that's all about, but they don't want me to file any more documents or petitions or affidavits or anything in my case. So I don't know if that's suspect or if that's just procedure. But I'm pretty much silent at this point. I can't do anything. I'm on house arrest. I can't go anywhere besides if I have work or gym or to go shopping. Can't go to friends and family's houses, they said, because there's no way to give proof that I was there. Um, and yeah, so that's where I'm at.
Well, I got a question, brother. Since you're gonna be on the phone, you thought about recording it, like kind of doing a screen recording, so people on social media.
Well, I'm not gonna be on the phone. They're gonna have it be in person.
Oh, it's gonna be in person. Damn.
Yeah, they're not letting me do it over the Zoom. They're not letting me do it over the phone. They're not letting me. They're doing it all in person, and that's why I'm worried because like everyone's doing their stuff over Zoom, and they want me in person. So, ugh, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm hoping that I mean, another goal is just to also have it so that, I mean, at some point, I'm hoping that I can get it so my kids can speak for themselves and let them know like what's going on. Because I mean, I don't even mind having custody of my boys, and she can have custody of my daughter, and we kind of just split it that way and do some like joint custody stuff. But I think the thing that's bothering me is that because I haven't seen my kids in 10, 11 months now, as we all know, this year alone has been filled with so much nonsense, propaganda, just so much things that I feel that a father should be around to be able to explain to his kids about, or his sons. And because I haven't been around, it just kind of made me upset, because I can't really be able to talk to my kids like, well, this is happening because of this, and this is what's our version of racism, and this is how I take it. And like, I want to, like, there's things that I felt that I should have been around to be able to talk to them about and have conversations and just see their point of views, and really be able to engage with them, and you know, like, talk to them as my kids. And I didn't have any opportunities, and because it's been 11 months of just all this stuff going on in the media and the world and everything of that nature, it's just not fair for my kids to only see security in just their mom. I get it. I'm not saying that she's not a security aspect or anything. Moms are cool, dads are cool and stuff, but if there's an opportunity to be in both lives, then why not do it if both parents love them? Like, if
Right.
the only animosity, or if the only problems that is there is between like personal issues between the parents and stuff, then why not just do it? Just like I said, she has her 2 weeks with the kids, and I have my 2 weeks with the kids, and there's no room to argue about who
Nothing.
has more time and who is doing this around the kids more than the other, or any of that nature. And if we even get it to where we can drop off or pick up the kids in public areas, then we'll be fine as far as seclusion with our kids. Like, we can, like, I even was trying to like think of starting a business of a Uber service that is for non-custodial parents, and so that they can work for it. And basically it's for visitation only. So like, you call them up, and then they'll help out with your visitation to bring the kids from one place to the other. And the only people that would be employed with the company would be non-custodial parents, because obviously they'll have a job, and they'll be able to use that for their own court cases and whatever child support they have. And everybody wins, because the kids see the other parent, and somebody has a job out of it, and maybe even use the service of that Uber type service to help one parent to be able to serve the other parent if they need to. Like, the Ubers also serves people, you gotta give them a tip, but they'll serve the other parent if you need them to, or whatever. But
Right.
I mean, I was, like I said, I mean, I don't really see anything else that's a problem with this, besides whatever incentive we all know that these courts have, that the city has, that the state has. Like, that is the only thing that I can think of that is the reason why I don't have 50-50 custody with my children. That is the only reason at this point in time right now that I can think of, that is that's why I don't have the kids. Is whatever incentives that's within the court system that is impeding or stopping or causing some type of problem with the custody to be 50-50, whether it's lowering her whatever child support that it does it, or whether it takes away some, if she has any social services, which I think she may or may not have. But oh well, that's how economics works. If you have the kids 1 whole month, of course your the amount of food, the amount of electricity, energy that comes from your house is going to be high. But if you only have your kids 2 weeks out the month, you're only spending half the amount of food, energy, and all that kind of stuff on the kids. So you're actually gaining. You're gaining independence, because now you don't have to be on social services, but you're now also having the independence to say, I pay all my bills on my own. I'm not
Right.
one of those people that gets Section 8 or social services. So whatever incentive it is that's in these women or in these, I'm sorry to keep saying women. I guess it's just
Baby mama
because what
terrorist.
because where I am right now in my situation. But overall, like there should really be no reason right now for anybody to be problematic to have 50-50 with their other with the other parent, because even if there's personal squabbles between the two, if there's nothing on record, at least in my case, there's nothing on record of abuse or any of that kind of stuff with my children or neglect or anything, then it should be 50-50, because you're automatically helping one parent take away energy costs, food costs, stress costs, because what parent would not be like, okay, I have 2 weeks without my kids? Not saying that it's bad,
Right.
but in the spec of things, you wouldn't even notice it because the days are broken up so crazy in the schedule that it's like 3 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday they got them. So you wouldn't really notice that 2 weeks that's being taken out anyways. Like you wouldn't see it. It's kind of like those things that it at the end of the day it'll work out and it'll show its positivity in the situation. So I'm trying to really give that surveillance or that perception to him that she's going to save money. She's not going to have to be dependent on you guys. She's going to build her own dependence away from you guys. The kids will see that neither one of us are dependent on any type of system or government assistance, which will give them a motivation of being the same way in the future and not having to be dependent on the
That,
system. So it's not, it's
but
a,
you know what, bro? That's true. But unfortunately, they want to be dependent because that's just more money that they get with that $51 billion crime bill. So they want her to
yeah,
run to him. So when
yeah,
it's all said and done, it's never. That's why I say it's not about the best interest of their children, and they don't give a damn about neither one of y'all. Even the baby
no,
mama parents, they
no,
just
absolutely.
they don't
Absolutely.
care about
That's absolutely
they don't
true.
care about nobody, but they get more benefit from these baby mama terrorists than the man. So man is used like the sacrifice, bro. And I'm glad you continue to fight to the end, and I'm glad your kids not manipulated because there's so many manipulated ass kids that side with the mom regardless. So I give shout outs to them too, man. And let me ask you,
Yeah.
what do you think what do you hope to happen for happen tomorrow on this court case?
Um, I mean, the main goal for me tomorrow, I'm hoping, is to finally see my kids. I mean, physically hold, kiss, like just smile with my kids. Because that's another thing with this COVID, with everybody's mask and stuff. You don't see smiles no more. You don't see smiles as much as you used to. So, if seeing my kids' smiles, and my son, my older son, is going through his puberty stage. So
Yeah,
like his voice is deepening. He's getting taller from what I still. So I want to see my kids, um, and then also to get this monitor off of me, because like I have a job. My job, like I have to travel. I have to do stuff like that. Um, and then like I said, I mean, basically plead my case so that after everything happens with it and I hopefully get the annulment and whatever, and we get 50-50 and all that kind of stuff, I'm hoping that I can use, like, my case becomes a case law, like a case text now, where you can use it as a reference. And pretty much like if you're married, on the case Williams versus my ex's last name, you cannot get social service. Oh man, you can't get any type of assistance while you're married, basically.
right.
And that basically is it. Like I can't put too much detail, but you can't get that stuff, and it
Yeah,
shouldn't be fair because it offsets the balance of the house. It offsets the balance of the finances and how each other feels about each other and what each other really has, and like it offsets everything. And intervention, in my opinion, in the home of a marriage, of like government intervention in that home, is really hard on it, because it raises the bar high for the father to think that we got to make like 80, 90, 70, $100,000 a year to be able to live up to the standards that the government will give her. Like if she leaves me, the government is going to give her Section 8,
Right.
welfare,
Right.
food stamps, all
Vouchers.
this kind of stuff.
Right.
So the pressure is on us fathers and us husbands, definitely, when it comes down to that, because now we see Biden, I hate to say his name out there, but he's our president or whatever, so I'll say that just for that sake. But we all know he was part of the crime bill. We all know he was part of a lot of the Violence Against Women's Act, which should have definitely been the Families Against Violence Act, or Violence Against Families Act, because then it would have gave an equal spectrum for both persons, partners in the relationship of that nature. It should have definitely been that. But he's given incentives now. He's telling people, you guys are going to get these large checks. You're going to get $1,600, $1,200, and per child. So that incentive right there is giving a lot of baby mama terrorists or soon to be baby mama terrorists, like, if I break up with my man or husband, look at all these incentives that I have to go to for it. Now I do understand that there's some guys out there that they're just not a good husband and it sucks or whatever, but the incentives outweighs doing 50-50 with the father.
It has nothing to do with parenting. So
Right.
that's why you get
So I'm
divorced.
like,
Yeah, that's why you get
right,
divorced. If it ain't right, you break up, get divorced. That has nothing to do with parenting, So
exactly.
I want to hear that. So uh,
Right. Exactly. So if they decide to, the other partner decides to go on these different assistants, that assistance, obviously, it goes after us fathers, and it goes after us through the child support. So if she's getting, so I'm gonna think that this is maybe how it works, maybe it's not, but let's say she gets a bunch of assistance, child support, food stamps, Section 8, all this stuff that's a lot of money. That can be a reason why the child support for a guy that makes $15 an hour is $700 a week or every 2 weeks,
right.
because the mom has so many amenities that it causes the balance of the father's child support to be so high. And that's why I kept saying in my case that my child support should never ever be so high, because I'm available. I'm always available as the father. So there's never going to be no reason to ever put it high and give her all these high amenities unless you guys take me out and I'm no longer in the life, but I'm here. So she don't need to have any of that social services stuff. She don't need to have Section 8. She don't need to have all that. But that's because now a lot of certain people want to live this lifestyle. They want to live a lifestyle. They want to live a perception. They want to show their kids that they're the better one of the two, that they have more money. I can take you on more trips and more shopping sprees
Right.
and more. You want a puppy? Here's a puppy. Do you want
Fact.
do you want a bike? Here's a new bike. Oh, you
Right.
turning 18? How about a car? Let me start giving you all this stuff. But
My kids ain't got to
that's
want for shit. You know how they say my kids ain't
right.
got to want for shit. I'm a good old mama.
Exactly.
I was
Right.
independent. I was independent, but
But
you
it's
get all
hush
these
money.
government funds and shit. Get out of here. Right.
Exactly. And that's why I say, I was like, it's all hush money. It's like you're
Right.
buying your kids'
Right.
love. So that's cool.
Exactly what they
That's
doing.
awesome. If that's how you believe you need to be as a parent, and you need to shower them with all the gifts and then use the phrase, I'm going to give them everything I never had and whatever, that's cool.
Your
But
daddy, he can't do what I can do because he ain't got
eh,
shit. He's a deadbeat. Yeah.
right, exactly. And then you give this perception that like the other parent is like way less than doom. That's
Right.
actually bad upon you,
Right.
because what you're doing is you're raising the kids to already automatically feel, if it's a guy, if it's a son, that he's going to be inadequate as a father or a husband later on, and he'll
Exactly.
have the lesser hand. If it's a daughter, okay, you just
Should
told
be
me
just
that
like her.
I can play the shit out of the system and get all
Do
this stuff, and now I
just
can
like my
and
mom.
treat my daughter awesome and treat my son awesome. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I? Come
Right.
on.
Right.
And then they take, that's why I say they really take advantage of the fact that we are more, I guess us, I'm gonna just do a little gender thing here. It may not be true, whatever, but materialism wise, it's a lot more, women are a lot more attracted to the shiny things. So if you can give them more opportunities to get those opportunities, and give them also the sense that they deserve those opportunities because they have a baby and they bear the child, then like that you just set yourself up a monopoly. That's it. You gave
Right.
them a perception that they believed in, and you let them know that they deserve it because you are the child bearer. And now
And that's
you
bullshit.
right. And that's what I try to tell people is like, well, you got to remember that no matter what, the kid has the genes of both parents. It has the DNA of both halves exactly down the middle of both parents. This child's going to grow up with the traits of both
right.
parents.
But what
So
people got
why
to
would
realize,
you?
but you know what?
Yeah.
What people got to realize that the man is the one who, by the sperm, decides if it's a boy or not. You know what I'm saying? And also,
Yep.
you're the woman is a carrier. That's what she is. She's a carrier. It took the
Right.
man's sperm, right? That's why they say you are who what your father is. It ain't what your mother is. You know,
Right.
and,
Right.
and they got this fucked up perception that, for example, I said this before on one of my other shows. I said, if you got the same father but y'all got different mothers, then you're a full blown brother and sister. But if you got different mothers, I mean, you got different
Different
mothers,
mothers and same father.
right? And make sure I'm saying this right. You got the same father, you full brother and sister. But if you don't, if it's the opposite, if you got different mothers, I mean, if you got the same mother but different fathers, then you're a half brother and sister. But back in the day, they try to teach you that if you got the same mother, then you're full blown because you're in the stomach. And
Right.
if you got,
Right. And that's what was going.
it's false.
Right. And that's what was going on in my case because, mind you, because this is just a personal part in it. When we got married, I didn't find out until 4 years after marriage that her two kids prior to mine was actually by two different men, not the same father.
Oh, so you
So
didn't
this
know that.
entire time span,
So
huh?
you didn't know that.
No. So this entire time span, they all kept telling me they had the same father, even the kids, and she kept telling me they had the same father, and everybody's lying, and that. So I was
Hold on.
right.
I want
So
you.
when you, yes, yep,
I want
say
you.
it. Go ahead.
I want you to repeat yourself so everybody can hear
Yep.
this. This is how
Okay.
bad baby mama
So
parents
the
are. They will lie
kids.
about their motherfucking their life to get married and bring their kids along and have the
Yep.
kids alive. Please say that again.
So the kids. Okay. So the kids actually the entire time had two different fathers. I was
Right,
under the impression they had the same father. She
right,
told me that they had the same father, and she even had the kids tell me that they had the same father. But they knew that they had different fathers. I didn't find out until I'm going to say about 3 or 4 years after marriage, that they actually had different fathers. And perceptionally, if anybody would think about it, if I knew that they had two different fathers, my perception of who she is as an individual would have definitely been different.
right,
It would have
right,
been more questionable. It would have been like, hey, like the first day, like before my daughter came to play, if she would have said, yeah, but they have two different fathers, I'm not trying to be rude to any of the mothers out there, but as a
fuck
guy at
all
that time that
that. Fuck all
had,
that. Fuck all
well, okay, fuck it. Okay,
that, bro. Nah.
whatever. But at that time, I was in college. I had no kids. I was good. I was about to go and get my scholarship. I was great. So
Right,
at that time, I would have definitely been like, well, it was nice meeting you.
right.
And then been about my way. Like I'm not trying to like I didn't have a problem because I just maybe I think that's what it was also. From my personal experience, I'm a child. My mom had two kids with one father and two kids with another. So I kind of saw something maybe subconsciously in it that she was like a single mom and whatever. So I didn't really mind it because I wasn't like in a wife or like we're cool and her kids was kind of chill and stuff. But when like I said, when I found out that they had two different fathers, that's when I think that's when my mentality and my actions started going towards like divorce and like starting to separate
Right.
between
Yeah,
love and what
yeah.
logic.
So why would you
You know
lie?
what I'm saying?
Why would you lie about who your kid's father is? First of all, that's like a woman saying,
Right.
"Oh, I don't have no kids," but come to find out the kids live with the grandmother. You
Well,
know,
yeah, and then that was the worst part is when like the arguments was getting like there would be like little arguments or whatever because we all live in the same city. So like there was friends or family that was like, yo, they're not the same father, and then other friends of hers and family were like, yeah, they have the same father.
Yeah,
So
okay. Yeah, all right.
her family was lying for her to me that they had the same father. And everybody was so I'm like in between, but
That's
at
because
the
they
same
want to.
time I'm like,
Hey, that's the reason why the family took up for it and made that excuse because they want to funk ass out the house. They want her to get married and get away from him. I already know. I know why.
pretty much, pretty much, pretty much
Yeah,
because
that's why.
that's what it was. It was kind of like her grandparents was always watching the kids all the
Yeah,
time when I
yeah,
met
yeah.
her.
Get those
They
kids
were
to know
always there
yeah,
24/7. I was like,
yeah.
"Where's your son?" Like her son
Right.
literally I didn't see her son like until like 3 years after that we met because he
Man,
was over her house like 6 days out, 4 or 5 days out the week. So like it was a whole nonsense thing, but because my daughter was came to play, I kind of did the father thing for her. And eventually we did have moments, like I said, we were on and off where we broke up. And the thing that always brought us back together was that she would pop up and say, well, I'm pregnant now, you're good. I was like, well, you told me you couldn't, you were on
yeah,
whatever birth control and all that kind of stuff. And it was just a
right.
fling in a moment. And nope, pregnant. And I'm like, so I definitely will say that I had a lot of stupid, dumb, idiot moments. I had a lot of um, lustful moments. I had a lot of drunk moments. I had a lot of like love moments. I had my moments I where all that stuff got the better of me over logic of what was probably the right decision I should have made. And I will definitely take blame for that. I'm
Right,
going to
right,
take that complete wholeheartedly. Obviously my kids are here and I love them to death and I'm not going
right,
to
right.
regret any of that stuff for the world and stuff. But um, I'm not gonna cover up the fact that she lied to me about these kids not being
Damn right.
hers. I mean, not being by the same father, because
Right,
you changed the perception of who I saw you as,
right.
and it gave me a different. It led me on to think of something that it wasn't because um, it is what it is. And if you're having these actual arguments with me, saying that they have the same father, or even having the kids say, "Tell him yourself," and whatever. And the way that I found out, the way that I found out that they had different fathers was the most like because it had to be something that I did because obviously I have different people of all different lives to tell me yes and no, but I need to find something out myself personally that I found out on my own, and it was when I found like uh child support papers, and it
Mm.
was child support papers that was for her two kids, but it showed that they were by two different fathers. And and then that's when I was like, okay, now we're not this is not a marriage. We're going into this marriage with like big lies. Like and it's not a marriage that you're going into with honesty and trust and all that stuff. Cause I mean, obviously we had our back and forth stuff leading up to the marriage, and I understand that, but I took it as like I'm resetting it. I'm going to reset this, and I'm not anything that I thought from the past. I'm going to take it with a cup of sugar and just move on from it. We have our three kids now, five kids all together. We have a house, two cars, our little dog. We have what we need for a marriage, and now I'm going to live a marriage life. But to know that it was a marriage because I'm finding out also now that I'm learning the law now and learning all this fraudulent shit. Like the marriage is a secular contract. So when you get married, it's not a marriage between you and your wife. It's a marriage between you, your wife, and the state. The moment that it becomes a marriage between you, your wife, and the state now has the ability to intervene in your relationship. And I guess or whatever. I guess that's what that is from. And that's why now that we're getting our divorce, it's basically her and the state going against me. Because since we got married, it's basically she has a contract with the state. They're giving her social services and stuff like that to show them, I got you. I'm your daddy now. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Don't
Go.
worry. You're good.
Right.
Me and you, we're good. I'm dad. You're mom. These are our kids. You're good. Let's
Right.
get this guy out of here. Don't worry about it. And
Right.
that's how it basically works. And now that's where I'm at. And I'm pretty much, I don't know. I just think that my case hopefully is gonna open the eyes to a lot of people, and we'll get to where it has to, and people see this and they can help me out, and that's it. I mean, I don't mean to bash anybody and bash
Ain't
my
about
ex and
bashing. All
let
you do is tell your story, bro. It's not bashing.
yeah,
Long as you
and
ain't
give
lying.
like the
Long as you ain't lying. As long as you ain't doing no lying, ain't no bashing.
yeah. I mean, these are just these are just points in the thing where it's like just things that I think it's wrong and they should have never happened and stuff like that. Because I'm trying to think right now what I did wrong through this so that I can say, well, I did this wrong and that was wrong and I did that wrong and I'll be honest and stuff. But like legitimately, like I haven't done shit. Like I'm like just trying to see the kids and keep a head on my shoulder at the same time because of COVID and all this other nonsense and politics and the world of it, what it is, and knowing that my kids are experiencing that stuff right down the street. Because my ex-wife lives 10 minutes from my house. So I live 10 minutes from my kids that I haven't seen in almost 11 months. And I can't do nothing about it, and I can't go see them. I can't even pick them up or anything. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I hope that my story has been helpful, and I mean, I
Yeah.
hope that I didn't incriminate myself at all and make it seem like anything. But
You
I'm
ain't
just being honest.
bro.
It is what it is. I mean,
So,
I didn't put too much details in there, so it's pretty
right.
good. But
No, you didn't. But I got a brother in here that wanna chime in. Perfect Blackness. I think y'all talked before, or you at least on Facebook or whatever. But
yeah, I think I've seen him before.
yeah. But first before Blackness talk, I want to definitely say we all praying for you and we support you, and hopefully everything goes the way it should be. You know, uh, and like I said, we got your back, man. We
Thank you. I
definitely.
appreciate it. I mean, I'm only like I said, I'm not because there's some people that like, and I get it, that is really trying to go like hardcore sue the entire government and put them under the federal and stuff. And I get it because some people's lives have definitely been ruined by this system that they have that really does not work for the benefit of the people of who they are now in this day and age.
Right.
And I'm not really trying to be one of those people. You guys may see me on all these different pages that is agreeing and sharing stuff and giving my advice and stuff like that. But I only do that because I appreciate um, people that are trying to see their kids. I appreciate people that love their kids and um, are not trying to get out of child support because they don't want to pay it, but they're trying to get out of child support so that they have the extra income to be able to provide a place and a car and all the amenities they need to be able to have their kids the same amount of time as the other parent. I mean, that's the overall goal here at the end of the day, guys. Like we're just putting our foot down as parents and and fathers that's been alienated or whatever the case may be, and letting them know we've had enough, and the internet exists now. So like information, truth, facts, all that stuff is now being shown. What happened in Missouri, that whole thing with all those different judges and lawyers and all that stuff recusing themselves, like that's has to stuff like that makes me, it's unfortunate for whatever reason, whatever, but that stuff like that makes me happy because it gives me hope that like because that was from a lawsuit that somebody put against them. So that means we have the ability to let the courts know like you're stepping over your boundaries and you're doing wrong now. And if you have that opportunity, then why not take it? And I'm not
Right.
saying hurt the system and try to do the worst and stuff and bash people and really make people's names bad, but the moment that your kids, if you were an influence in their lives and you were in their lives and stuff, the moment that they're separated from you on an unequal basis and they don't know why, automatically some type of mental, emotional, something like that triggers in their minds, and it starts that gray matter effect in their heads. And that's one of those things that really bothers me because nobody takes any accountability of that or any of that nature. And for parental alienation to not be a legal term to use in court is such a weird fantasy, because it's just like it sounds. Like, can I have my kid? No. Well, then you just alienate me from a child that wants to see me and I love. So
Right.
it is what it is. But I want to hear from these guys, because I feel like they're about to be very informative.
Oh yeah.
And I appreciate it.
Perfect. We got Perfect Blackness up in the building. Also, Julius Mays. Perfect Blackness can relate on false allegations. He been falsely accused 6 times for the same bullshit: child molestation, child pornography,
Wow.
abuse of a child, penetration of a child. Bullshit.
Wow.
Perfect. And he's from Chicago. He's a good brother, man, friend of mine. Perfect Blackness in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, brothers? What's going on, man? What's up, Mr.
What's
Williams?
up, bro?
Not
Hey.
much, man. What's up, Julius?
What's cracking? My mic muted. I was just listening.
Oh yeah, man. You see, it's situations like this, man, that really it bothers me. And I think back to, because I've heard a couple people, on other panels when they talk about these fathers' rights issues, and they kind of hint at the ease. Well, I don't want to say ease. They kind of hint that black men need to, not black men, but men and fathers in general, with these issues, need to you just unite more, and buy some politicians, and everything is just going to be fine. But when you go find, Dr. T.S. Johnson, when he interviewed a guy by the name of Cornell Smith, you learn that it ain't just this issue here isn't like any other political issue. It isn't. It isn't like any other issue that's out there, the way you can just throw some money behind it. I mean, this man that went to the Supreme Court, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and all that just to get a few laws changed, and he still could not get himself off of child support for kids that was already proven to not even his. I mean, that just goes to show, if you can't go to the Supreme Court and get you get turned around, and then you get turned around again for something that's really that tells you right there, this is beyond politics. This is something to do with the American culture when it comes to how they view fathers. Period. And I'll be a little bit more dramatic in saying that's the reason why American women should not be dealt with at all. Let they feminist ass be strong and independent by the goddamn selves. You put your nut up in them, then you this is what you can mess around and get. And it's a shame that you got men like myself, in particular black men like myself, are saying, forget American women altogether. Sure, a woman from another country can do it, but they're going to be less likely to do it. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, for men to have to go through this, can you imagine a woman going through this just to put their story like this on YouTube in a public forum like this? Can you imagine the type of outrage of the courts, the type of outrage that will happen? It'll be on the goddamn national news if women were going through this. And yet you get men on these panels time and time and time again, putting their issues out there, and nothing is done. That shows right there, this nation really doesn't give a damn about fathers. They don't. And this is one issue that I think that really transcends race. This transcends race. I mean, it's an absolute farce, and all this bullshit that people talk about wanting to have fathers more involved. That's bullshit. I just got my niece out of foster care, and I'll call rescued out of foster care. Do you know her school don't want to deal with me? They didn't even want to talk to me. They don't even want to talk to me. Her therapist said, well, they ain't gonna want to talk to you because she's dealing with false diagnosis and all of this other type of stuff. And they mad because I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to just take their word for it. I mean, the way that this nation views and undervalues fathers is just absolutely appalling. And I think we as men, if for nothing else on this issue alone, because I didn't vote for Biden, but I didn't vote for Biden. Now I'm a registered independent. There's nowhere in the world that me as a black man could ever vote for Joe Biden. There's nowhere in the world that I can vote for that Dixiecrat. No way in the world. And I think that any man that votes for him, that voted for him, now I didn't vote for Trump either. Any man that voted for him, you are asking for your own political demise. This man he's an out and out, basically a feminist. The laws that man has passed and written, for me, in my estimation, it is unforgivable in the black. As a black man, that presidential ticket right there is the worst ticket that. Look, men in general, we're going to have to get past our petty differences. At least on this issue here, we want to get past our petty differences, man, and really come together about fixing stuff like this. Now, I really don't think that it's going to be enough with politics either. We're just going to have to say, we're just not playing the game. We're just not. Because if you're going to date and marry these American women, this is what you're going to get. You're not going to get any better than this. This is what you subject yourself to. Because as Kevin Samuel said, it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal. You're asking men to put themselves in jeopardy like this. It's a bad deal, and they wonder why the marriage rate is falling. Why boys are not doing as well in school. Why why families are on the dilapidated positions that they're in. It's these type of policies that allow this type of stuff to occur. What Mr. Williams, myself, and other men are going through. I think everybody fell off.
Yeah, it looked that way. Well, here go Williams back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm here. I just I clicked on by accident.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Yeah, but
hey, you muted. Let me unmute.
Yeah, I think it's a good conversation to have, so I'm gonna stay with this. So I'm here.
Yeah, for sure. Julius Mays, what's going on, bro?
What's happening? How you doing, Mr. Williams? Mr. Perfect Blackness.
What's up?
Hey, I got something similar to Mr. Williams. My girl, actually, when she got a divorce, she was doing the same thing Mr. Williams was doing, saying that she didn't want child support, all that. You know, the judge told her she had to make him pay something.
I heard. You know what, bro? I heard that before.
Yep.
I have heard that before. A couple of people told me that
make him see something as if it's his fault, like he did something to her.
Yeah.
The mere fact that this is a divorce in and of itself
is
a start on a woman.
The judge was going to try to make him pay alimony and child support. She said she didn't want she just wanted just a perfect break. You know, you go your way, I go my way, just like Mr. Williams said. And he was like, well, I'm going to make him pay $500 in child support. And she said, well, I don't want no child support. You know what I'm saying? They do pretty well co-parenting. And I see why she didn't want child support, because, I mean, they communicate, you know, everything that goes on with the kids. She's only 6, so they still got to communicate with each other. So they communicate very well, you know what I'm saying? And the judge was like, well, he has to pay something. So she was like, well, just tell him to do the minimum. So he made her pay, he makes them pay $250, which is not bad, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But
no, that is bad.
Yeah, true. You're absolutely right. Let me correct myself. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Actually.
He on child support for something the judge wanted.
Yeah.
Because
So I don't know.
exposes himself to bad credit, weird,
Yeah.
all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So that is bad.
Oh, yep. I don't know if they do this anywhere else, but here I'm in Wisconsin, in Kenosha, and here once a woman gets on child support, when she's receiving it, they make them take this class. It's a place called the Job Center, and that's where they have the child support offices in, um, public aid, stuff like that. And what they do is they make them take this class, and they teach them the rebuttals of how to rebuttal when the man tries to say, "Hey, I'll just give you cash," or "take me off child support because I got my kid anyway half the year," et cetera, et cetera. They teach them rebuttals to say, "No, I'm not going to take you off child support," and da da. They teach them to stand strong. You know what I'm saying? Um, all that. And I didn't know this until about a year or two ago. One of my female friends was like, we were talking about child support, and she said, "Yeah, that's the reason why a lot of people don't get off child support because they have these classes for the women, and they basically coach them on how to deny the man to take him off." Basically, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if I articulated it the right way, but it's crazy. When I heard that, I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
She
You
teaching
know?
baby mama tears. That's all.
Exactly, exactly,
And
exactly.
part of the problem with this whole discussion, one of the main problems, it's not so much as the women, but men like that, men like those, because these laws don't get passed without men.
For sure.
They just don't. And not only that, there are laws on the books that can actually protect men, but there's just no will to actually enforce the laws equally.
Yep. Yep.
So not only do we have to deal with this second and third wave of feminism, we got to deal with male feminists like that.
Facts.
Hmm. You're absolutely correct.
And
Did y'all see Coming to America too?
I think we as men in every male space, we need
I heard about
to fucking shame those men. Publicly shame them. Put their names out there. Do that. Put their goddamn names out there.
Yeah. Did y'all see Coming to America too yet?
No, but I heard a bunch of feminist bullshit.
Yeah, and that's why I don't know if I want.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want
Yeah.
bullshit.
And as soon as like the first 5 minutes, I was like, I know what this is gonna be about.
Yeah.
But I'm not, for everybody that didn't see it, I could tell it. But
Well, I think the only plot in it that had me bugging was like the kind of like, I think, because I don't want to say it, but like the Cardi B sort of similar incident, if anybody knows what I mean. So, I mean, it just seemed like it was definitely a feminist based movie, but it is what it is. I mean, whatever.
Mhm.
But it's a new year, new time, new age. So.
I can believe that bullshit.
My girl, I've told Mr. Palmer this. My girl be on top of Mr. Palmer. She'll be like, "Hey, he's on. I don't know what you're doing. I'm finna turn it on." I'm like, "Turn it on." You know what I'm saying? She'll be talking. We'll be talking. She'll be using this slang, all that. You know what I'm saying? And we already got an agreement. If we ever get married, the child support's gone. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it take. Him paying child support is going to be cut off.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she sees the stuff I be going through, and she just be basically like, you there's nothing you're fighting, and all the odds are stacked against you, and it's like, she just like feel helpless, you know what I mean? It's like, there's nothing I can do. I was like, there's nothing you can do. I was like, I got it, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. And then she be, telling her, like, the money she gets from her kid's dad, she give it back to him half the time.
No, that's
I had an old boss. They used the same first. This is when the child support would give you the check, or they give you the check or whatever back in the day. The first payment, what she did was she just recycled that first payment the whole 18 years. So I'm just put a number out there. So they gave her $100. So she took that check, put it in her bank, and paid gave it back to the dad. The dad used that $100 every month for the 18 years. And so he only made literally one payment. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I thought that was off the chain. You know, that was a good deal. You know what I mean? This and that.
Well, they cut that out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they cut that out completely. Yes, sir.
That ain't happening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can tell you, man. My wife, she's really amazed that stuff go on like this. It's unheard of where she's from. Just unheard of. It's amazing. You know, the things that she watched me go through. She's absolutely amazing. You know, even some of the recent, you know, it's amazing, man, that men in this nation have to put up with this bullshit. Which is why I'm always a man date out culture. I don't care. Date out culture. Go get you a woman from another country, man. It ain't gonna that's gonna be likely to do shit like this.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's a shame, but you're right.
Yeah, but you know when it's all said and done.
I'll be right back. If you guys can hear it in the back, my son's like calling me now, so I'm gonna jump.
Okay, handle your business. Yeah, that's your son. Handle your business. Say no more. Say no more. Yeah, but that just go to show how these baby mama terrors are, bro. These baby mama terrors know what they doing. They're gonna continue to do it, and that's why we have to change the laws in our mind to get our minds right. You know, and call this shit out because I that's what kills me about a lot of these baby mama terrorists and these simple forces. Regardless of what I put out there, that's the truth. The stories that you hear, they still want to sit back and say it's your fault. It's something that you did, and the baby mama terrorists ain't did none. She's just trying to be a mother, and that's the most bullshit shit I ever heard. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
They need to start auditing these women who collecting child support. They need to start auditing. Make them prove where they spending their money at. Where this man is giving his money, they need to prove where they spending it.
Yeah, they ain't gonna do that though. Cause government daddy, that's their deal. You put them on child support, you can do whatever you want with it. I don't care what you do, and I got you.
They're not going to do that because then it takes away from their money.
Right. Anything they won't lose that $51 billion crime bill. They ain't going.
Because I had a judge say to somebody while I was in court, I don't care what you do with the money.
Exactly. I heard it. She has the right to do what she pleases. I heard it.
I've sat in court and this guy was he was I sat in court and I saw this guy was self-employed. He had his own business. He said he woke up with his daughter and he fell asleep with his daughter, meaning the daughter was staying at his house. Right. That's how you got to articulate it in court. Excuse me. And the mom was saying the mom looked like crackhead. I don't know if she was or not, but she had them crackhead tendencies in court. And she was trying to drop the child support. She was trying to say she didn't want the child support. That judge and the child support representative asked her a minimum of 20 times that I counted. Are you sure this is what you want to do? The next time we had court, he was there too. He had to bring in his taxes and all that. And do you know they still made him pay child support?
Of course. Why would you lose that money? You gotta pay something, even if it's $100. You gonna pay something a month. They gonna get their cut.
That his daughter lived with him.
They don't
lived
care.
with him.
Care.
Yep.
They don't care. And the thing is, if people don't understand, man, that a big impetus behind child support is not so much as taking care of the child, but taking care of these single women with no real prospects of self-employment or of employment, especially in this COVID,
right?
Where mostly women are really getting hit hard because these women are getting hit hard, and now it's going to be even harder to get out of child support now. These are getting on state and all that. They're going to get the closest man within reach to make them pay some child support.
You know what, Perfect Back this? I was actually blessed because of the COVID.
Me too.
I ain't received no taxes since 2006. I ain't received no extra money since 2006. from nobody. All the money I made, I worked. But when I went to my last child support court, they dropped it because of COVID. But this is why they dropped it though, because she tried to claim I was making more money than I was, and I was having more business than I do, and
Right.
I proved that I didn't.
Right.
So then the judge tried to dismiss my claims as if, okay, you were right, but but she didn't acknowledge it. So when I stopped her and I said, so you're not going to address the court that she lied? And that's the only, just because I said that sentence, that's the only reason why she dropped it. Otherwise, it was just going to go on as normal, like a normal court date.
Figures. We got La Original up in the building.
I'm looking ghetto. It's okay though. I just
I have to do
Here we go with them bonnets.
You ain't got no kids.
Listen, but ain't no music under here. My real here, but my hands are a mess. But I wanted to piggyback off of what I don't know which one said it, but the one gentleman said they do need to make these women show what they're doing with the money. Me personally,
I said that.
I don't. Hey, Julius, I don't think that.
That was blackness.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry.
That was blackness.
I'm sorry, blackness. But I don't think that child support should go towards rent or utilities because I'm single. I don't have any children. I still have to, kids or no kids, those are things you would still have to pay.
Right.
It should go towards food and clothes and any extracurricular activities as far as school. Maybe a tutor, but your own personal bills that are in your name, your light bill is in your name. I mean, you got some parents who put bills in their kids' name and ruin their credit. I don't know why, but any bill that's in your name, your cell phone bill, that's on you. And then even for clothes and food, it should be 50-50. So if the monthly grocery bill is $400, why would that man give you the whole $400? He should give you $200, and then you contribute the other $200. Clothes, if you spend $400 a month on clothes, okay, he gives you $200, you contribute the other $200. A lot of women, it's like they want the man to fit the whole bill for the baby, but bitch, you had options. Condoms, abortion, birth control, the day after, the day under, the day before, last week. It's tons of things that you can do, and you got a lot of women who they get child support and their baby look a mess. His nose, he got a snotty nose. His clothes look a mess, but this bitch got a new weave. Her hair is done. I was watching. There is a guy. That's who I emailed you about. His name is The Lead Attorney. Fire videos, and I think he was saying that there was a guy who his baby mother or ex-wife took the child support and bought her new man some jewelry.
See,
this nigga flossing.
This is the reason why I think that women getting child support, they should have to produce receipts of what they spent their money on.
I think a child support should completely be abolished.
Oh, I do too. I do too, but
because my thing is this.
Oh, I do too.
Women will have to live with their piss poor decision making skills, and they won't be able to run to a court. If you pick a man and he's a bum, okay, well now you gotta hold that L. And I guarantee her stupid ass is really dumb. She's not gonna go out and make another baby.
I totally agree.
That's why Trump was trying to get when he had made the age limit on Lincoln, people got cut or was getting cut. They was hating that shit.
I think if you have a baby out of wedlock, you shouldn't get no government assistance.
You shouldn't. I agree.
It used to be whatchamacallit, you were what's the word I'm looking for? It used to be ashamed. You were ashamed if you had a fat woman. That was all the way up to like the 50s and 60s.
Right.
You know? Then the 1970s rolled around and boom.
With the different colors. Remember old school? I don't know if y'all been on food stamps, but back in the day when they had the
I remember food stamps.
I remember food stamps.
I remember when they had the card. I used to hate going to the store with that damn card. I used to be like, I hope don't none of my friends see me with this shit because they're gonna really know I'm poor. But
yeah,
I remember them book of stamps.
Right,
yes,
they had the red one.
I remember them book of stamps. The pink ones and purple ones.
Had a baby, got on welfare, and all they did was keep making babies.
Of course.
And it's ridiculous. But that and my thing is this: I can bitch about it because my fucking tax money goes to that. Now there's things that my tax money goes to that I don't agree with, like funding the prostitutes that politicians choose when they go to different countries because they use our tax money for all types of bogus shit. But welfare, welfare should not be a backup plan for people who are sexually irresponsible when there are tons of contraceptives on the market. Once again, I'm finna be 33 in 2 months, never been pregnant. Why? I choose not to. It's a choice. It's a choice. And the fucked up part is, you know, let me say this. I know someone who's going through it. The person that you pick to marry or have kids by can make you or break you. And if it breaks you, is you bitch, you gonna be broke. I mean broken. Be careful. Honestly. You pick the wrong person and you are fucked. For life. For life, you're fucked. And I'm a female. It's worse for y'all men. I could be out here and be a bozo like the rest of these bird ass bitches, and I wouldn't have to live with any consequences because no one would. I'm a girl. No one would hold me accountable. But if I was a nigga, it'd be a different story. If I had a baby, because I know there's some bitches who are deadbeat mothers. I know of a deadbeat fucking mother. A lot of these bitches would rather do dicks and take care of their kids, but that dick is them dicks is what got your ass knocked up in the first place. And if I could be out here, I could go get pregnant by a bum ass nigga and be a deadbeat mother. You think anyone's gonna hold me accountable? Motherfuckers will still tell me Happy Mother's Day on Facebook.
They'll tell you Happy Father's Day.
Don't even get me, Mr. Palmer, self-made CEO. Listen, don't even get. I don't tell everybody Happy Mother's Day. I don't tell everybody Happy Mother's Day. Bitch, you're not a mother. And posting let me tell you something. Just because somebody posts pictures with their kids and you don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Stop being fooled by that too. Just because you see somebody that posts a whole bunch of pictures with their kid and that don't mean shit. There's a bitch she got pictures with her kid.
The original. Be careful.
She got pictures with her kid, but yeah, she got pictures with her kid, but motherfuckers don't know she abused that same kid she got pictures with. She abused.
Be careful, they're gonna call you a pick-me.
I'm gonna always get yours, bonnet or no bonnet. Bonnet or no bonnet. Your baby father. I'm his what you call it? Women Crush Wednesday. Your baby father love me. But it's the truth. You know? Same kid you got pics with, you abused. And almost lost custody. And you almost lost custody. Bitch, I wish I would tell you Happy Mother's Day. You're not a mother.
I got a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all brought up my biggest pet peeve. How can a female be a father?
They can't.
Oh man,
you can't. Yeah. If women could be fathers, the penitentiary would be Father's Day. Oh man. I was having a conversation with a family member of mine, and I told them, and it's true, that when depending on how you make your kids, you curse them. When you have kids out of wedlock, fornication or adultery, you're cursing your kids, right? She said how, right? Because, people believe that children are a blessing. I disagree. I think good parents are a blessing because anybody can have a baby. Everybody can't be a good parent. So I'm right. That whole kids are a blessing. I don't see how. That's just my personal opinion. But I said, having a child out of wedlock, you do curse your child. Look at this. Look at the statistics. I like to deal with data. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody's motherfucking feelings and what you think and everyone because who you know is not the majority. I said the majority of children who are created out of wedlock, they have a higher risk of dropping out of high school, getting locked up, going on drugs.
Facts.
Yeah.
And then we got biblical. Book of Deuteronomy talks about generational curses. What you do and how you bring kids into the world, be careful. Because you're putting a curse upon your kids. Now, me, I'm a bastard. And that's biblical too. God calls children who are a product of fornication. That means when the sperm hit the egg, if your parents wasn't married, you a bastard. I'm a bastard. That's not my fault. It's not my choice. It is what it is. I know better than to do that. I know better than to have a motherfucking baby and do the same thing to my kid. Why would I want to curse my kid like that? When you have premarital sex, your chances of divorce increase. The more sexual partners you have prior to marriage, the higher your rate of divorce goes up. When you live with somebody before marriage, your chances of getting divorced go up if you even do get married. When you have a baby out of wedlock, your chances of getting married dramatically decrease. Another thing, if a bitch has a baby out of wedlock, don't marry her. If she was wife material, she would have been a wife. She chose to be a baby mother. Being a baby mother, being a wife is or isn't a choice, because it's up to the man if he's gonna propose to you or not. But you could, or you just because you may not be a wife, that don't mean you got to choose to be a baby mother. I'm not married. I'm not a wife, but I ain't know I'm a baby mother either. Being a baby mother is a choice. If that ain't respect for herself,
you're gonna have them having convulsions and conniptions on you.
She would have, if that woman had any respect for her womb, she would have required to be her husband before she even got pregnant. She didn't. She chose to be a baby mother. Leave her where the fuck she's at. Period.
Hey, I'm with you.
When y'all,
I'm not.
When y'all,
Look, I committed myself. I'm no baby mama.
No.
None. Zero.
And the thing is,
I don't give a damn. If you got a baby, get out of my presence.
And you know what's crazy for the females who do have a baby, because I had to curse this bitch out. I went to high school because she really got beside herself, and I had to really let her know, like, bitch, I'll really drag you, because you're not built like that. She got 2 kids, but you don't want to date a man with kids. I don't want to deal with the headache. So how you think that childless man feel? You don't think he looks at your kids as a headache? Your standards are ass backwards. You don't want to be with the male version of you. You sound stupid.
See, that goes to show the delusion.
Delusional. And then she started with her degree. My degrees. Yes, your degrees. But yet you are still the baby mother of one man and the ex-wife of another. So how come them degrees couldn't keep that nigga? This is my thing. You got 2 degrees. You going for your third. I'm not a hater. I got a house when I was 25. I'm not a hater. Once again, you're still a baby mama.
Terrorist.
And your ex-husband is racist.
Oh, a zaddy, huh?
Yeah. That Klan dick. That KKK dick I think he had on the hood when he fucked her. Like, bitch, don't get beside yourself. You will get embarrassed. Or I'm not a hater. You out here doing what you got to do, by all means. Congratulations.
Like that,
but at the end of the day,
held high as
you didn't have enough common sense. I have a bastard, and I don't want to disturb nobody's kid, but all them degrees that you didn't have enough common sense to get married first, and then you got 2 kids by 2 different men. Bitch, you for the streets. And you used to work at Hooters. Like, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. You literally used to serve hot wings. Don't do it to yourself.
When y'all watch Coming to America, y'all gonna see this word that keeps popping up, and she keeps saying it. La Original keeps saying it.
I don't know if I can
that's why I'm laughing.
No, I didn't even watch it yet, and I got Amazon Prime on my TV right now, but I'm watching something. I didn't watch it yet. I hope it's if not, I'll be really upset.
Hey, check this out. I ain't gonna hold it long because I gotta run for child support in a couple hours.
Me too, bro.
Yeah. So any
assholes and elbows, get to running.
That's my job. You know what I'm saying? I had to our problem with the law and order camera. Oh, y'all ain't seen that.
Hey, Mr. Palmer.
Yeah.
I see you shining over there with the new mic.
Yeah, man, I see you. Man.
I ain't got no money, B.
All that running.
Word. Paying off.
Donations is something I had to do on my own, you know what I'm saying? So like I said,
for sure.
It's gonna grow. It's just slowly but surely, man. Just gotta be like parents need stepping forces.
Word.
Stepdaddy ass.
Yeah, all of them.
even if you date somebody with kids, their child is their child. Stop taking care of other people's kids. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Man.
I stepped up. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. In this black
man, I hate that term.
Get this stepping up shit.
That's that pro-black talk.
Step up. It's not your job to step up. That's a baby father job. Step down.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of you niggas, you know what? We should make daddy, and that bitch will let you sit there and take care of a kid that she know ain't yours.
Go ahead. Work for him.
Hey, we should wear some shirts made called "Step Down."
Yes.
Word.
Yes.
Word.
I'm purchasing. And I'm gonna give them out to all the niggas at my job.
Yeah.
Step down. Like,
hey, but like you said, if you're gonna marry somebody that got kids, don't be a sucker and step up like that. Take care of those. That's not your
job. Let people. That's if she picked a man who don't want to do for her kid. That's who she picked. That's what she likes. She like dead.
She must learn from her mistakes.
No, I've done it before. That's a bad deal. I've done it before. That's a bad deal.
The bitch will still cheat on you. You
bad
niggas out
deal.
here being a stepfather. The bitch will. You think that bitch is gonna show you any appreciation
I had
for
to put
taking
her,
on something that
I had to
she
put
will
her and her kid
still
out my house.
suck another. She will still suck another nigga dick. Y'all niggas, man. And I'm a female, and I'm telling y'all this shit. I know all of the shit that y'all bitches will not tell y'all.
Of course. Why would they tell the truth?
Exactly. A bitch will still go and do what anyone, but a bitch will still go and do whatever the fuck she want to do, and let you sit there and buy that boy all type of fruit snacks, and you at the children's place with your coupons getting 20% off. Stop taking care of other people's kids. When you take care of somebody else's kids, you are holding that man's dick. You're holding you're holding his dick.
While she's taking you through the Steve Harvey 3-month deal.
And then the bitch won't go after the biological father, but she'll put your ass on the hook. She'll put you on the hook for child support for a child to snipe me. Leave these bitches on the Belt Parkway or the Target parking lot, wherever you find. Just make it to see black men talking about I stepped up. If I'm with her, that child is mine. You sound like a fucking goofy.
Damn
you from
right.
Chicago? Goofy. Like you sound like a goofy.
Goofy mod.
And while the biological father is out here chilling and not doing nothing, and get out of here.
Nah, that ain't my thing.
Package deal. That's a package deal gonna stay on the goddamn shelf.
Yeah.
Listen, packages belong at UPS, FedEx, DHL.
Then it's gonna get lost.
Yes, return to sender.
That's right.
The fuck?
Hey.
Anyone who has a child and you got somebody who actually who is childless and wants to fuck with you, you need to thank your lucky stars. You want to know why? Because when it comes to dating, people with children are at the bottom. Bikini bottom. The bottom of the fucking barrel. It is, because kids are baggage. And even though you think your child is so spectacular, I don't. And he don't. Perfect blackness.
No. No, I coach him, I mentor him. I don't.
Better than me. I don't even do that.
No, I'm no. I still love the community. I love the community, but I ain't taking none of these. No.
It takes a village. I hate that because it does not.
Not doing it.
Two motherfuckers who have to take care of that child.
I'm not bringing it into my atmosphere. No, I want peace. I want to come on to peace. And my children.
Do for self.
From child support.
Hey, let me get out of here, man. Let me get on out of here, man.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna go and cut it. It's 3 hours now, so which was a good dialogue and a good unfortunate story that this brother Williams went through, has been going through. These baby mama tears ain't shit, man. They ain't shit. That's why I told you. That's why I'm staying on all their necks, and that's why I told you when they get that machine gun Kelly, eyes are happy. I have no problem with it.
What's a machine gun Kelly?
That you did. That AR-15.
I don't mourn the death of a
final solution.
Yeah, that I had nothing else. I had nothing to lose. You know,
y'all, man. I got to get out of here.
All right, be easy, bro. I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow, bro.
Stay BMT free.
Yeah. Man, Williams, you came back. We finna go on and get off, bro. But
no, that's cool. That's cool. I just wanted to let you guys, just give you guys a heads up, because my boys just called me.
I'm glad, bro.
Yeah, they wanted to just make sure that because basically we have that understanding, like either we have to make sure to talk to each other at least once a day. So if I don't call them, they'll call me and run my ear out and say, you ain't call us all day. So,
right.
So they just wanted to make sure I talked to them, and they also wanted to make sure that, because they know that what tomorrow is also, so they just wanted to make sure that I knew, like, good luck, and hopefully after tomorrow they'll be able to see me. So I was like, yeah, I hope so too. So I had my brief time with them, and obviously my daughter is a teenager and 15, so she's like, I'll talk to you later tonight when I'm staying up.
Right. That's what's up. Now, congratulations, brother. But here's the thing. Once you have your court case, like I said, you gotta get off. We praying for you. We love you. We got your back. After this,
thank you.
If you I honestly I hope everything goes the way, you know what I'm saying, we all want it to be. But if not, we still here for you. We got your back. and we could follow up with a part 2 with this shit.
Oh yeah,
Regardless.
definitely. So what I would say is, if I don't contact you tomorrow, I guess after I'm gonna
Right.
say 3 o'clock, then
Right.
something definitely went down,
Yeah.
and then I
Yeah.
can just go from there, and then we'll see what
Right.
happens. But I definitely don't mind calling back and
Yeah.
updating you guys and
No
letting you
doubt.
know what's
No
going
doubt.
on for sure.
Man, I wish you was on Zoom, because if you was on Zoom, then everybody could hear, but they want you face to face.
Oh yeah,
They know
absolutely.
what
You
they was
already
doing.
know.
They know what they was doing with
Yeah,
their stupid ass.
yeah. Yes. They knew that. They knew that they had a person that was probably like, if they pressed too many of the wrong buttons, they knew that he was probably just gonna let things go. He was just gonna let it go. So they was like, yeah, we can't have something like this out. But
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully the vagueness of what I said in my story today kind of gave you guys a little bit of what I'm going up against tomorrow. So, but yeah, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the yeah, I'm going through this chat right now, and I'm seeing everything that was said during everything, and I'm just want to say, like, you guys are awesome. You guys
Yeah.
are supportive, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, I wish I could answer all these questions. I don't know if is there any way that this comment or this chat will stay up after we get off, or
Well,
you know?
on Facebook, and on Facebook it will.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
On
true.
Facebook it will. On YouTube, if you go into it and watch the video over, you won't be able to respond. Well, at least they won't know. You have to, unless you see some actual comments. But Facebook, yeah, you'll still see it. I'm not.
Okay, cool. Because these are some really interesting questions that I'm gonna actually look into, and maybe I can possibly later on like answer some of them, because but yeah, I definitely appreciate the love and the support, and like you guys giving all your ideas and stuff on what's going on and just all that stuff. But yeah, so
And
yeah,
that's
I know I talked your ear off, but yeah.
yeah, and that's why I'm trying to get people on Facebook to come on YouTube, because that number one is definitely growing, and then more people get involved, and that's what I'm trying to get people like go both back and forth, because YouTube it's going to a whole nother realm of people that's involved with this baby mama terroristic shit. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing with the YouTube now. So
Yeah.
but it's real out here, man. I appreciate you telling your story, and it's unfortunate, but it's real. And we got exposed to baby mama terrorism, this unjust ass system. So
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, so I mean, I'm here. I mean, I'll definitely make sure to try to get back at you guys tomorrow. I mean, I know that they give me. I mean, God forbid. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a large part of me that doesn't believe I'm gonna go to jail,
right,
because the
right.
the lawyer did ask me, like, who do you live with, where do you live? So they're still questioning like things that's about me personally, and you wouldn't really question somebody's personal stuff if you wasn't really trying to like, if they weren't going to be staying out of jail anyways. But so I'm going to take that as my more or less moral compass on the situation. But um even if something did happen and I was to unfortunately go in, I have your number
Yes,
along with a
sir.
lot of all my other people's numbers on a sheet of
Yep.
paper to use if I need to call
You
out
got
from.
if you got to call my phone, if you got to call me collect, do it.
Okay, yeah, because I would only, obviously I would once, and then I have money, so I can definitely pay and all that stuff. But that way, so that somebody in this community per se will be able to let people know what's going on with me, and I would
Exactly.
really appreciate that.
Exactly.
Really appreciate that.
Say no more,
But
brother.
yeah,
Well,
thank you so much for letting me be on here. You're awesome as usual, and keep up the great work. And I, like, honestly, you letting me do this interview helped me out a whole lot with getting so much off of my chest and the burden of this feeling of nobody knowing my story. Like, it really helped me a lot more. Like, I feel
hey,
a
you helping
ton
out
of weight that
everybody
just came
else.
off.
You helping out everybody else. You got people saying that, damn, your BMT about the worst BMT ever, which, and I tell people she actually isn't, but is always somebody with worse story than yours.
You're right,
Oh,
exactly. Trust me,
oh,
I know a few that's a little bit worse than
I
mine.
know
I
some that's
mean,
worse than this, man. So
yeah.
you know, Can't get no worse than John Mass, you know what I'm saying, the one that got murdered by the baby mama Terry's father. So that's what I'm saying. Can't get no worse than that. Can't get no worse than that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is what it is. I mean, so we'll see what happens tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know. And again, thank you again. I'm gonna hit the snooze. But
for sure.
All right.
Hey, once you get out, also when everything done, Julius said hit up Daniel Gaines. So see what he could tell. You know, he got that knowledge too. So especially
yeah, me and Daniel already we already went through this. We talked about this.
Okay,
When I first got he pretty much gave me like some pointers on how to handle it and where to go about it, and he gave me like all the law aspects and what was being violated and stuff like that, and probably the best routes and stuff. So I mean, I definitely have a lot of options that was suggested to me that I may go and stuff like that. And Daniel, like we both know, he's a very educated man in the law, and he's understanding of like anybody's situation. So like, I mean, and right now he's kind of like in his underground hiding thing, but it's because he's about to. He's just pretty much doing his thing. He's doing his thing. He's just doing his thing. That's it. So
he's just taking a low profile.
I appreciate him. I appreciate you. Right. I appreciate him. I appreciate you. And it is what it is. And this is going to be a very exciting summer. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be a big part. Hopefully I can be a big part of it, but from a lot of fathers and parents and families out there, there's going to be a lot of interesting stuff that may occur this summer.
You're part of it, brother. So, we all part of it. Even the ones that we don't know, don't hear about. We all part of this war. We're at war. We're in the trenches, bro. So
absolutely.
We praying for you, brother. And as soon as you get out, you know what I'm saying, if you think about, definitely hit me up. Text me or call. It doesn't matter. Oh, I think he froze up. But he got it. Here in New York, y'all. Everybody here's his Facebook. Isaac Williams that's his Facebook. Isaac Williams. He is in New York. I want to say, no, I think it's New York City or Rochester, but he's in New York. But our prayers with him, like he got knocked out, which is okay. But like I tell y'all, this shit is real, and it's real. And if we don't tell our stories, a lot of people don't know. And will it change child support? Nope. But will it change people's mindset? Change our mindset? Change the laws in our minds? Yep. And that's what I'm doing. Doing the Lord's work, and I'm cooking up all these baby mama terrorists and these simple forces and this unjust ass system. This shit is real. I'm sorry it was 3 hours long, but it had to be, because this is something real. He feared for his life that he might go to jail for some false allegations, because these baby mama terrorists can do it, and they will do it, and these courts allow it. Put him on an ankle monitor just because. Then he's supposed to have been on a restraining order that already was done. It was a wrap. It was over with, yet he still get charged with violating the court order. That's why I say child support in this system is so full of shit. I don't see how y'all even depend on government daddy to even vote for these motherfuckers. Because after this shit with Biden, I don't think I'll be voting unless it's local. But this shit is real, man. I'm gonna try to be on tomorrow, y'all. It'll be tomorrow, probably tomorrow afternoon or in the evening. But so far it's looking good. Got a lot of shit lined up, a lot of shit building and growing. Yeah, I'm gonna keep cooking. Yeah. Chef 4RP. Chef 4RP. Don't even trip, bro. You can always go back and view it. Just like and share the shit. But yeah, I'm Chef 4RP. You know what I mean? But y'all be safe. And we praying for the brother. And like I say, it's a crime to love your kids and want to be a part of your kid's life and to have equal parenting as a father. It's a crime. It is. So, but that's okay, because you got us. We here. We're gonna support. We're gonna listen. We're gonna let you tell your stories. We're gonna expose these baby mama terrorists by any means necessary. So I'm gonna continue to cook, and the pot is getting hot and hotter and hotter. So y'all found them. Okay, good. Y'all found them on Facebook. But y'all be easy, man. I'm finna get on out of here. I gotta run for child support in a minute. Gotta keep my running going. You know, I keep losing this weight for all this running. So y'all be easy, man. Y'all be safe out there. Y'all remember, fuck child support and this unjust system. Peace.